We need more dogs.
The Fan.
Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What's up? Good Thursday. How's everybody doing?
Had to think about that one, didn't you?
You guys doing good?
You do that one of those.
Are you doing well?
Yeah,
Actually
that
would be the right
yeah,
word.
Yeah. Are you doing good? Ooh, good do I? Yeah. Oh,
Are you
yeah.
doing well?
Yeah. Doing well.
How's everybody feeling?
Stupendous.
Yeah, good.
Well, it's another beautiful
It is!
fall day.
God!
Look at this weather we're having.
The new San Diego.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
This is golfing weather, baby.
I know I golfed yesterday, and then I was invited out today, and I was like, no, it's gonna rain. No, it's another great
Perfect.
freaking day. Got up there, blew out some gutters. Good stuff happening. It was one of those crisp yard working days.
Looked like a lot of people were out shopping when I was doing some stuff this morning.
Commerce.
A lot of Christmas
Lot of people.
gifts. A lot of people.
I did hit the Costco. I had like the ultimate old man day. Like you're blowing out gutters, you're heading to Costco. Like went to a barber. I was like 1,000 years old today. Yeah, the Costco was jumping a little bit. I wouldn't say it was packed, but hey, FYI, Costco pet meds now. The lady told me like we were doing like sandwich secrets. Like as I was checking out, she goes, "Hey, didn't I tell you?" And I was like, "Oh, what are we doing?" We used the low voice, like the Garth Brooks voice. She goes, "Hey, I don't know if anyone told you yet, but pet meds now at the pharmacy." I was like, "Oh." And then she told me, she's like, "Someone came in here the other day. No idea if this is true or not, but I like I like when someone does someone came in here the other day, said the vet, $275. That's what they wanted for the medication. Here, $20.
Wow.
And I was like, oh.
Wow.
And so then she's like, yeah. She goes, just bring in the prescription, have it called in. And then the lady gave me like a little wink. She just gave me one of those like, and then like signed off my receipt and then was like, all right. And get a little finger gun thing. So that was kind of fun. Felt like she was
in the know.
She was telling me like Costco secrets. So I guess if you need pet meds now and like everything else, you can get a giant TV. You can get an engagement ring. You can buy like a Snuggie, and then you can go get pet meds all under one roof.
And milk and eggs.
Yeah, milk and eggs.
Sectional.
Yeah, sectional. They had the seasonal stuff up there. A lot of Santa stuff and plants and Costco's is just.
I like Costco, but I never go.
I keep a tight. Like when I get asked to go to Costco because the BTJ is out of town, I give her a 6. She has 6 things. You can ask for 6. That's it. Anything more than that, sorry, you're on your own. You got 6 items.
I don't think you should be able to ask for anything while you're out of town.
Yeah. Well, I had to
What's that about?
I had to get dog food. So
okay, that's one thing.
That's one thing.
Just go get the dog food.
Well, I allow her.
That's what I do.
I allow her the
Wow. You're
grace
nicer than me.
of 6 things.
Boy, I tell you what, if my wife were out of town and I went to Costco, there is zero chance she would know that I went there. If she knew I was going there, she'd be like, "Hey, will you pick up?"
What was that?
Costco always wins. Like you can't just get 6 things.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, you can.
You have to be very.
You can get 6 things, which is why you put your foot down. And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, 6.
You have to be very.
Pick your 6.
You have to be very disciplined there.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a weird Costco like interaction when I was buying just one thing. I was like, they have a self-checkout now too, which is super nice.
That's
but
great.
That's where I go.
yeah, but sometimes I like to pay with cash still. They don't accept cash there. So I was like, okay, I got to get in line. I'm only literally grabbing a $17 item. The guy in front of me is looking at me like, "You do something wrong? You only got one thing."
You sure you don't want anything else?
Yeah, it's like it wasn't even an employee. It's like, yes, I came in here needing one thing. I will not be susceptible to I need to spend $300 every time I'm in here.
You got to put on the blinders. You really do. Because you're easily distracted. There's samples going on, and then like there's shiny objects.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the TV, because I told you like we'll probably get a TV this Christmas. I had to put up the nope. I did walk through or walk by the TVs. I did not allow myself to peruse.
Oh, it gets tough. You're
No,
like, that's
it was
really nice.
It's a drive-by. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful.
That guy was looking at you like, you realize how much stuff you don't need is in here?
Yes.
No, seriously, it's like, wow. So even you were encouraging me to go, be just crazy with my bank account? Like, act like it's all whatever?
I mean, look around. Look around you.
Consume, baby, consume.
Look at these prices. You can't afford not to buy these things.
We
like
made up
Costco.
for it. $640 was our last ticket from my wife and I last
Yeah.
time we went to Costco.
That's me at the Nike store.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Damn it.
What, the employee store?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems a little like because you think you're getting great deals. Well, so
yeah.
you look down and you're like, how is it that? And then you start doing some math in your head and you're like, God damn it. I'm like, all right.
But once a year.
Yeah.
That's it. I just like to. I don't know. I'm saving time. I don't know if I'm saving money,
Probably not.
but I'm saving time.
It's
Two
there.
things about Costco. Now, I don't go very often, so you tell me if this is any different these days.
Mhm.
One is, I don't think they take. Can you pay with your debit card there? Don't you have to have certain credit cards? Like,
As long as I believe it is a Visa right now. It used to be MasterCard. So as long as you have a Visa debit card, yes,
Visa.
you can pay.
Okay.
Well, we have the
I ran into a problem there once where, because I have American Express.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that
look
anymore.
Look at you.
They don't.
No,
Really?
No.
no,
take-
they literally have had.
They don't take your kind.
They've
Maybe
had
that's what it was.
They've had an exclusive deal with one card at a time
Yeah.
for a while. Back in the day, it was Amex. Wow,
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and then I think it switched to Mastercard. Now
Okay.
it's Visa.
So, and you can only use
Yes.
yeah, that one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that always throws me for a loop. And the other thing is I never know which side to put the card on.
Mm.
You know how when you pull up to the
Oh yeah.
you pull up to the
Well, now
checkout counter.
Well, now everything is like.
I
there's-
always go the wrong side.
Yeah, there's barcodes now, so you can't really screw it up.
What do you mean?
Like your card has now like a barcode. Like we have the Costco. I don't know. It's like our membership card is the
No, cart.
Oh, the cart.
You know when
Oh,
you
on the wrong side of the register.
yeah,
is what you're saying.
like
yeah.
because theirs is kind of opposite.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little
It
strange.
threw me off.
Yeah, well, you are not a consumer.
I get
and so,
scared of Costco.
Yeah, Costco.
It scares me.
It scares
And then you have
everybody.
people like lowercase. You know lowercase?
Oh yeah.
He used to work at Costco. He was
Oh.
like one of those guys at the end
Yeah.
of your day or your shopping day where
Sure.
they were like, "Hey, do you need windows to
Yeah.
go with your
Yeah.
drinks that you just?"
I got hit with one of those today. Someone was asking me if I needed what was it? It was like a water softener, some sort of water purification thing for the house. I was like, what a strange thing. No, I'm good.
Somebody texted and said last time they went to Costco, the checker said you didn't spend $100. You lose. You got to go back through.
It really is hard to get out of there for $100.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
it's good stuff in there.
It's
They got a
value.
lot of different things.
Lot of people
Lot of
saying
things.
good deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, it was my old man Thursday that I had
Yeah.
today. Yeah. You
I love a good old man day.
you blow out some gutters and then you head to Costco. Man,
Yeah.
I just need to go build a deck now and then
Such
yell
a-
at some punk kids.
Such a dad.
Yeah. Although there's like the Costco that I went to, there's like a Christian school like right next door to it, like a private school. And they were out on lunch. And let me tell you something, those were some no good nicks. They were causing, for a bunch of church going kids, they were flooding the parking lot. They were up to no good. I was giving them a scowling of a lifetime. Punk kids and their broccoli hair.
Did you send a message?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a scowl. I gave them a frowning. They knew what's up.
What were they doing? Were they throwing rock? Were they slingshotting rocks? At
They
your
were
car?
causing problems in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
right.
You know what it was?
Screaming too loud.
Tomfoolery. Lot of tomfoolery in the parking lot.
Did you ever
No,
watch?
I didn't like it.
There was I think we talked about this. Maybe I can't remember if we talked about this on the air or not. There's a documentary on Netflix about a woman in Florida who was just what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
except that she ended up killing the mother of the
Jeebus.
children. Yeah,
Whoa. Wow.
yeah. She just didn't like. Well, she was racist,
Oh yeah.
and she didn't like kids, and the
Yeah.
kids would play in an empty lot next to her glass, like to her front door.
And that was
she
no
didn't.
good.
She was not having it.
No. Well,
There's a whole documentary on it. I can't remember what it's called.
well, that's what I thought of today, because like most of the people on a Thursday at Costco at like noon, it is an older crowd. And I will tell you, there were plenty of the people in the parking lot that were not thrilled with the school kids, because they did just flood over from the school, because like in that there's a little strip mall kind of attached to it, and then there's like a Jimmy John's or whatever, so I'm sure they were all just going over for lunch, and they were just going about their carefree footloose fancy ways. And let me tell you something, Bob, who's running in to get his pet meds at 12:30, he's not up for these kids causing anarchy. And
I'm with him.
And the kids were riding in shopping carts, Oh, and let me tell you what, that was pissing some people
Yeah,
off.
I mean, listen, kidness needs to stay contained, and I
it
think
was not contained.
we all know, and that's what
It ran rampant.
that's what drives us olds crazy. Like we didn't ask for this. I am at Costco. I am not at a playground. What is happening?
This
This is why they need fences around schools, much like prisons. Prisons and schools, keep them separate.
fenced in. Yeah.
We don't want their whatever crap their passing around
Yeah.
like some virus. It's always a virus. We don't want that.
Kids and their
and
germs.
yeah, we don't want their shenanigans. Now their germs are all over the shopping carts. This is how us adults get sick.
The amount of people literally scowling at these kids who were they were wandering through a parking lot. It was hilarious because you could tell every person there was pissed that, like, I don't know, 50 kids were wandering across a parking lot. Grr!
Was it lunchtime or were they like skipping? Because
No, it had to be lunchtime.
the one I went to South Salem High School. The one Dunkin' Donuts that was left in Oregon was like 2 blocks up from our high school. And by the time I graduated, they had an agreement with the school to call whenever there were kids there because they just assumed they were skipping. So like they local business was calling my school reporting skippers.
No, it had to
Hilarious.
be, unless they got let out early, it had to just be lunchtime. And like I said, I don't know what
But
school.
lunchtime again.
Yeah,
Contain it.
Contain it.
We never got to leave for lunch
Well, you
except
know-
for when you were like it was like senior day.
And I don't know what it is. It's just like there's a big, I don't know what it is, but there's a big cross.
How do you get to leave
On
for
the
lunch?
top of it.
Like, is that a thing now with kids? They get
It
Yeah.
was when I went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like open campus.
Really?
Yeah, they just.
You can just go get
Yeah.
McDonald's. or
Not
whatever?
as a freshman, but once you became a sophomore, yeah. Like, there
Yeah,
was
you
just a
just-
certain.
We
limit.
didn't have that.
We did. Yes, the freshmen and sophomores couldn't, but
Yeah.
juniors and seniors you could go. And once you left, you never came back. But,
No,
you know.
you kidding me? Effing kidding
And they would
me?
like monitor for like the younger kids, and you would just like kids would like hide in trunks and in like the back seats of cars, and
Well, and that's the thing.
Steve, the security guards out there, like pretending it's like some sort of ice raid, like seeing who you're smuggling out of the building. And then eventually the kids just left and like climbed a fence and went and smoked. I mean,
Our cafeteria was right next to the football field. You could just wander out the door onto the football field
Kick a field goal.
and then walk
Well,
off
I
the
mean-
field. Yeah, kick a field goal.
no offense to school security guards out there, but man, if you're seriously like rummaging through trunks and you're trying to catch that sophomore who's not illegally, but against school rules, like leaving campus for 30 minutes, dude, take a deep breath. Maybe sit a few plays out. We're taking this. I understand that the police career didn't work out, and then Metro Security didn't hire you, and like you want to be like a Navy SEAL, but that's not happening. But maybe just like take it back a notch or two. Maybe get that security job at Moda Center or something, and breathe a little bit. It's okay.
Well, it's Thursday. That means it's Dan Lanning Day.
Yes.
He will be on our show, returning after. Well, we missed him for 2 weeks. Did they have a bye before?
Not 2 in a row. We missed him on the bye week, and then the short week we
missed him.
We missed him.
So we have missed him 2 in a row.
No,
Yeah.
no, we had him. Because
No, we didn't. We didn't have him last week.
yes, Iowa was not a Friday game.
But I thought they had a bye week.
They did.
after
They had a
Iowa.
bye week before Iowa. They played Iowa, and then they had a short week
That's right.
against Minnesota.
So we talked to him about rain, what he would wear in the rain.
Yes, we talked to him after Iowa. We did not talk to him before Minnesota because of the short week, and now we get him before USC. So we have missed him 2 weeks. It has
How
not
did
been
we
2
talk
weeks
to
in a
him
row.
after Iowa and before Minnesota? I don't understand that.
We talked. I don't.
We talked to him before Iowa,
Before Iowa.
not before Minnesota.
Yes.
And now we're talking to him before USC.
There you go.
We're doing great.
I was a little backwards.
You sure were. But I was off by week. I feel like their schedule has been weird this year.
It was a little bit.
It's not been fluid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's been
A
very
little choppy.
choppy.
Yeah.
Good word.
And then we had the early, the Friday game, and
Again, choppy.
choppy. And game day being back. So
Hey, they announced the guest picker.
yes,
It's going to be Big Sook and his new dog.
going down there. We're attacking Herd Street.
It's going to be a hell of a thing when your new dog starts neck wrestling Pete, or whatever that stupid dog's name is.
Yeah, I think it's Peter.
Peter.
Come on.
Peter doesn't know what's...
No.
Peter has no chance against your... What is that thing called?
Nikita.
I know, but what's the name?
Ka.
No. Oh, you're taking Caw. I thought you were putting the new one out there.
Yeah, we can put the new one out there too. I can go double. We
Caw
can go,
might not like that.
we can go double barrel. Yeah, Ka doesn't want to be upstage. This is his big moment.
Yeah, you can't just get a new dog and then take him to game day. And Caw's like, what the hell? I've been fighting for that spot for 5 years.
Where am I? Let's go.
Yes, we got landing at 4. Okay, so let's start by getting into USC and Oregon.
Let's
we
do
have
it.
not done that at all this week, and
We have
it's
not.
almost here. We'll start there. Coming up next on The Fan.
The Trailblazers. with Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Nice chill vibes.
Still think of that bro skateboarding and drinking ocean spray whenever I hear
I
this.
know.
It's forever. It's sad that that's what.
Why is that sad?
Well, because this is one of the greatest songs of all time by, an unbelievable artist or artiste, and I think of a guy skateboarding, drinking cranberry juice.
What did you think of before?
Well, I just
when
thought
you
of
heard Dreams?
Stevie Nicks and dude, Fleetwood Mac. Despite the fact that they all were sleeping together and hated each other, it's amazing stuff. And it kind of cheapens it. It's like when I think of Harry Carey, I think of Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey, and again, probably does a disservice to the greatness that is Harry Carey.
I don't think the guy was he on a skateboard?
Yeah, he was on a
Is that what it
skateboard.
was?
Yeah, he was on like a longboard.
I don't think he cheapens at all. I feel like that went viral because it was the perfect recreation of the vibe that song created.
He was vibing.
That's the
100%.
whole idea.
Yeah.
And he's got what is he drinking? Like
ocean spray, like cranberry
spray.
juice, like out of like a big bottle.
Come on,
he's
man.
Just out there vibing,
That's
man.
the best. Like if you could put anything to Dreams, that's the best thing you could do.
Just out there,
which is
vibing.
why it was seen by a million people, or billions of people, or trillions, probably gajillions.
A lot of people.
By the way, that documentary I was talking about on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, it's called The Perfect Neighbor. And it's only police cam footage from several incidents of these children versus this crazy lady. And it's wild.
And she killed him?
No, she killed the mom.
Yeah, she killed the mom, not the kids.
But it was that whole stand your ground sort of
mantra. Which usually just means I'm looking for an excuse to shoot you.
Yeah, so anyway, it's a good watch. USC is playing at Oregon on Saturday. Did you know that?
I did know that.
12:30 kick right here on the Fan.
Yes.
The coach, Dan Lanning, will join us in about, looks like about 48 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? No, 38 minutes. But, Marcus Mariota will be the celebrity guest picker on game day.
He figured as much. He's in town. He's on a bye. They're doing some tribute gear to him for the Marcus Mariota Foundation. So it makes sense. And you can't keep picking Sabrina. So thank God.
What if he weren't in town? Who do you think they would have picked?
Well, eventually they got to get to Joey, right? For God's sakes.
No, they would have called Ty Burrell back up or something.
I feel like they are ignoring Joey, and that's not okay.
It's not. I mean, he's kind of a big deal there.
I feel like there's a lot of Oregon people they're ignoring, but
who else?
Well, Kenyon Barner is a guy that I think some people want to.
Joey's bigger than Barner.
Yes, he is. But
what about like nice guy and one of the best in the NFL right now, Eric Armstead? Like, get him on a bye week. There's just so many names out there that are associated with Oregon. They're just kind of poo-pooing.
Well, Herbert's on a bye, and so is Nick's.
Yes.
So they probably would have got one of those guys.
Yeah.
If Mariota weren't. I mean, he's already here because they're inducted him into the Oregon Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
Maybe they're all three going to be here. Maybe they're all three going to be guest pickers.
Well, I mean,
and they all pick USC.
They could be here. They could be on the sidelines. A lot of times people do it. Mahomes was on a bye, and he showed up to the BYU Texas Tech game. Not that they needed him there, but yikes.
Well, I would say I'm excited for this, and I am, because it's a playoff elimination game.
Well, for USC, I don't think it's for Oregon, but...
Well, it could be.
I'll tell you, if Oregon loses, then it puts the Washington game all of a sudden on a different pedestal. But Oregon with another loss will be fine, just like Alabama was fine with another loss. They'll be okay.
But I just don't. I don't have any faith in USC, so I'm only mildly excited.
Well, USC on the road is a dicey proposition at best. So you look at their two losses at Illinois and at Notre Dame. And the Illinois game was raised within Notre Dame, which is better than you. I mean, their big road win is Nebraska, and that wasn't necessarily going great until Dominic Raiola broke his leg, and then there was a turnover. Huh?
Dylan.
Is it Dylan?
Yeah. Dylan Raiola.
Why did I think Dominic?
I don't know.
Can I also say
you can call him whatever you want.
Yeah, because can I call him meh? Hey, way to spend millions of dollars on that guy.
Yeah, he was never great.
No, he was never great. Talk about overhyped.
Is he back next year?
It was the whole Pat Mahomes thing. Oh, he looks like Pat Mahomes. He has the same hair. That's literally all it was.
Well, he's not going to the NFL. So whether he's back in Nebraska or someone else pays him to go be their quarterback, I mean, he's coming back.
That was my question. Is he's back in college
yes.
next year?
Yeah, he's back in college.
Future Oregon quarterback, Dylan Raiola.
Dante Moore is coming back, so you don't need him at least next year. Although, Raiola, if he wanted to come sit on the bench and learn from Dante Moore, but Dante Moore is not going to the NFL. It's a terrible kept secret in the draft world. But Nebraska, that was 21-17. So
they beat Purdue.
Again,
you're saying road games?
Yeah, they're road games.
They beat Purdue.
Wow.
Purdue. They beat Purdue. Well, look.
And they did beat Iowa. That was at home.
Yeah, dude, that game, Iowa scores 21 points, goes up 21-7, and then remembers their Iowa.
Yeah.
And then,
look,
I don't know. I have no faith in Lincoln Riley in a huge game at Autzen Stadium. None. And so I think Oregon, the spread's 10 for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
USC gave up 31 points to Michigan State.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, come on, man.
But
Oregon's the more complete team.
But I will say, yeah, Oregon is the more complete team.
They have the more trustworthy quarterback. They have the better run defense. USC's run defense isn't that good.
No.
So just don't. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's close and good, but I think Oregon should handle their biz.
They should.
That's how I feel about it.
This is all I'll say about USC. USC can score, right? We know that. It's a very, very good offense. Even, they've lost their two best running backs, and the offense still goes. So they'll have the two best receivers in this game. They'll have the better quarterback, at least right now in this year. I don't know about future NFL stuff, but he's been the better player this year. They have a good run game. I don't think it's as good as Oregon's, but it's a good run game. And Lincoln Riley is 40-0 at USC when his teams give up 20 points or less. Can USC hold Oregon to 20 points? I doubt it. But we've also seen Oregon's offense this time of year spin their wheels a little bit, and it doesn't always look dynamite. So I give USC a puncher's chance in this. It all comes down to whether. Oh, and let's also give credit where it's due. The last 3 games, USC's defense in the second half has given up 6 points. So 2 field goals, and they in Nebraska and Northwestern, and they shut out Iowa. So
not a good offense in there.
Not a good offense in there. But again, I give USC's defense some credit. They bowed their back against Michigan and stopped the run real well. And there is NFL talent on that side of the ball. The question comes down to simply this. Can USC's defense stop Oregon from running the ball? I don't think that's the case. But if they load up and they just say, hey, beat us throwing the ball, and Oregon has one of those games where Moore is a little pressured and you've got banged up receivers, is that one of those things where USC can drag them into deep water? USC is not going to be out of this game if they do fall behind by 7 or 10 points. So I think it's an interesting matchup, but you're right in that the better team, the more complete team, the team at home is Oregon. But I don't view this as some sort of kind of, I don't know, kind of a foregone conclusion. I think that's a very dangerous way to look at this game.
I don't think anybody's looking at it that way. It's just, USC with Lincoln Riley has not been. They haven't been winning these games.
No.
So until they do, no one's really going to have faith in that. I think there's a lot of pressure on Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
And this is a huge game for him. Because if they don't win this, it's like same old.
Yeah.
Miss the playoff. Yeah, nice. 9-3, whatever. Yeah. But if you do win this, now you're on target to maybe make the playoff. That's a whole different. Now it's like people are saying, USC fans are saying, hey, it's finally here.
Yeah.
The guy we hired.
Yeah. And
it's a huge game for USC. Oregon, I think it's like they just got to prove that they're better than how they've looked in some of these games. I think. Yeah. They're 9-1, right? 9-1.
Oregon, yes.
So they're doing great, but some concerns about the offense. Really, kind of a weird schedule. You already lost 1 game at home. It's kind of like, what do we really know? Is Oregon elite? I know a lot of the odds makers think they are. I saw the line on the potential Alabama-Oregon game. You know what that line would be? Playoff game?
Alabama by, I don't know.
It would be at Autzen.
It's at, I still say Alabama by 2.5.
Oregon minus 3.5.
Okay.
So the odds makers think Oregon is really good.
Nice.
I think there's still some, I guess what I'm saying is this is the game to prove that.
Yeah.
And because we know what USC is, you should win this. The spread's 10. You should win this game by 10.
Yeah.
By double digits. You should.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that. The other one too is I'm looking to see. I don't know if I've seen an update, but 2 of USC's best defensive players are their 2 safeties. It's Fitzgerald and Ramsey, and both of those guys are NFL guys. They both got hurt at Iowa. And as far as I know, their status is, quote, uncertain. But if those guys don't play, I mean, those are for what USC does, because USC plays in that nickel just like Oregon does. And maybe for this, you're trying to add an extra linebacker. I would assume Oregon's just going to come out and try to run it down their throat. But, I mean, these are two guys, especially Fitzgerald, that are big in the run game as well. That'll be a big deal. I mean, if arguably your two best defensive players can't play and already you're not a great defensive team, and I have not seen an update, and I don't know if we'll even get one, the way college works, even though they're supposed to have injury reports, that could be a huge deal with USC going on the road, potentially without two of your very best players.
Well, Oregon's pretty banged up too, aren't
yes,
they?
Yes. But not on the defensive side of the ball. That's an offensive
I think
thing.
did I read that 14 guys didn't play last week against Minnesota for Oregon?
That wouldn't shock me at all.
It's a lot of guys.
Well, look, it wouldn't shock me one bit if we just saw 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, and just a steady rotation of a rolling ball of butcher knives with a number 0 on his chest. Oh, and then, by the way, the rest of the backs, and you just saw it just make USC prove that they can stop the run.
Oregon at Autzen since 2017 is 52-4. And they are 24-2 under Dan Lanning.
That's very good. And I'm with you. It does not. This USC team does not smell like the team that's going to go in there and.
And sometimes you can sniff those things out.
Yes.
You go, ooh.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Indiana games, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
USC?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, between the two games, and by the way, I think Oregon handles their business in both of these. I mean, you can make the argument that on the road, if they get healthy, UW might be a scarier test than USC, even though USC is the ranked team.
I think that one has the potential to be a little wilder.
Yeah.
Like strange, funny rivalry things. Yeah. Whereas this one, just, handle your biz, okay?
Yeah. And we'll see.
I want you to tell Lanning that.
Can USC handle your
just handle this?
Handle your shiz, man.
Whoa.
Ooh, I'll tell him that before the air too.
That scared me.
I'll lead him on, and then you guys can just be like, give him extra crap.
Handle your shiz.
And the other one too is, can USC turn this into a track meet, right? Can USC turn this into, hey, let's sling it around and see what happens? And so far, teams have not been able to do that against this Oregon defense, which has been lights out. And
all right.
Yeah.
No.
There's my little just
There we
kind
go.
of 2-cent summary there.
Mine too, Jace.
Yes.
Both of our 2-cent summary, JC Babes. How about that? 2 for 1 here on the show.
That's like a 4-cent summary.
Yeah. I have the latest on Decorian Moore.
Oh, okay.
But not his injury.
Because no one knows.
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, somebody knows, but not us.
Not us. They keep that. They like to play that stuff very, very close to the old chest.
So that's next. Here's Schultze.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Week 12 of the NFL. Getting going tonight in Houston as the Texans, winners of 2 straight, host the Bills for Thursday Night Football. Still no C.J. Stroud, though. He's in concussion protocol. That means Davis Mills going to be under center. He has gone 2-0 so far with the last 2 starts in Houston. Buffalo, a 5.5-point favorite. Kickoff at 5:15 on Amazon Prime. Big news out of the association today. The Los Angeles Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, as well as dismissing nearly their entire scouting department. Older sister Jeannie will stay in her position as the team governor for the foreseeable future. And elsewhere, according to ESPN's Shams Charania, Sacramento Kings center Domantas Sabonis has a partially torn meniscus in his left knee. Going to be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
was listening to Schultz's Sports Snort there. I had no idea that there were bus boys.
What?
Did you hear Schultz's Sports Snort?
No.
Oh, well, then you wouldn't
What
know
are we?
what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about bus boys?
Yeah,
Oh, the bus.
The bus
Yeah,
boys.
the
Jesse and Joey.
yeah, they got no. I think one of them's a girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is Jesse a girl?
One of them's a girl. One of them's a boy. Yeah,
Or is she Jesse's girl?
I see what you did there. Now, one of I think one's a girl, one's a boy. Both got fired today, but Ginny Bus is still okay. But
Well,
the other,
I would imagine Joey is. You think Joey's a girl?
I just saw a photo of
No,
them.
Lakers fire Bus brothers from scouting
Yeah.
roles.
Brothers?
So
Okay.
These
Well,
two
I didn't
are-
know
yeah.
that there were two Bus brothers in the front office of the Lakers. I learned something new from a Schultze today.
What were their two names?
They are
Joey and Jesse.
Jesse.
Okay, so yeah, they're both male. I guess the photo I saw today then was of a it was the Bus family, but it made it seem like one was female, one was male. But maybe they were showing Ginny Bus, who did not get fired. Jenny Bus is still
Jeannie or Jenny?
or Jeannie. Jeannie.
Yeah, the one we all know.
The one we all know that
Yeah.
was with Phil Jackson.
That's Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Yes.
Okay, so she is still there. She did not get fired.
Okay, so there's not a girl Bus other than her.
Other than no, she is
Yeah.
still
No,
the team
she's-
governor.
I just didn't know there were other buses.
Yes, the Lakers have actually, as big as their organization seems and is valued at, they have been a very small run organization. Just in the family, their staff has actually been one of the smallest in NBA organizations. And on top of this, they cleared the entire scouting department out as well. So pretty
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah, they're terrible scouting. What with LeBron and Luka on the team?
I know, like some
They
of
don't
these-
know ball.
Some of these names, like Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, like Max Christie, they aren't bad.
Who's their Oh, it's Pelinka. Is Rob Pelinka still there?
Palenka is still
Yeah.
yeah Rob
tell you
Lowe
what.
2.0 yeah.
I feel like Jerry Buss. I don't know much about old Jerry Buss,
Mhm.
other than what I watched in the documentary Showtime.
Yeah.
And I love him because of that.
Simply based on that.
Yeah, that's the only
completely
thing.
made up and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I don't know if it's completely made up,
It's
but
made
a
up.
lot of it was. Some of it was real, some of it wasn't. But I don't care.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic,
Yeah.
based on how John C. Reilly played him in Showtime.
It is interesting. So they pointed out, yeah, you mentioned Austin Reeves, Alex Caruso, Kuzma, Jordan Clarkston, Larry Nance Jr., Max Christie, all guys that the Bus brothers did help. But you know, when you bring in new ownership, I mean, who knows? It could be that they got rubbed the wrong way. Maybe he just look. The only reason the Bus brothers are in that position is because their last name is Bus. So, you know, May guy could just come in and doesn't want to deal with that crap. Maybe they were crowned up. You imagine being a new owner, or maybe Pelinka didn't like him either. I imagine when you're the sons and you're like you have an ownership stake and your dad was in there. I can imagine maybe you walk around that place like your ass don't stink. And even if you're decent at your job, no one wants to deal with that crap. None of that surprises me. Wait till Dundon comes in. My guess is he'll probably start cleaning house too. I mean, it's a fresh set of eyes.
There's some great family bus photos of Jerry and his kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet you that
good
was.
stuff.
I'll bet you that was an interesting.
Yes.
An interesting
Again,
family to grow up.
The
with.
documentary Showtime
Yes.
showed me
Yeah.
how interesting it was.
Oh, I'm in the middle of season 2 right now. I kind of tend to wait for stuff to just be out for a bit and then watch it. So
Well,
I'm
it's-
excited for the finish of that season.
It's got to be weird to grow up knowing that your dad is just a hound, and you know.
Yeah, where's their mom?
well, and then that
Where's Mama
guy's
Bus?
leading into one of the executives effing the coach for a however long they
Yeah.
got together.
And
It's
then-
a weird dynamic.
And then went in Playboy and was like, "Hey, check this out." You know, it's an interesting. It's an interesting family
It's so
dynamic.
great. Google Jerry, but you go to his Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
He's sitting at a freaking card table with poker chips in front of him, or blackjack. Dude,
I
that
would
guy's
love
great.
that.
I would-
I wish that were my Wikipedia picture.
I will tell you that if you had to change lives with someone,
Yeah, that would have been a great life.
you could do a lot worse than doing a Freaky Friday switch with Dr. Jerry Buss.
And he made it to 80.
Yeah.
So decent little,
Yeah.
little run there.
Hopefully there's nothing really bad because he was hanging around like Hugh Hefner and those
Yeah.
guys. Like, you know, that's. There might have been some problematic stuff in there, but let's just all pretend that was
Hey,
all on the up and up. It was a
You
different
can't
time.
accuse someone of of nefarious activity if it's not proven.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
All right.
Let's just assume that everything
Don't
was
put
on
that out there.
everything was on the up and up. Doing that big comb over doesn't matter. A mustache.
Okay, so our Dan Lanning pregame show, I have the latest on Decorian Moore, but not his injury.
Okay.
We will get to that next, followed by the coach here on The Fan.
Who's in, who's out? This is the Injury Report, brought to you by Zoom Care. Health on your schedule.
A lot of rehab. Just thankful to get today to work with Gabe and just focus on rehab for a day. I'm trying to get back on the field tomorrow.
I think that's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Talking about his wrist.
He's got a fracture in his non-throwing wrist. So he's got a little brace on there, and he basically said it will come down to a matter of safety. And can he handle the football? So.
All right. Zoom Care, more than 20 neighborhood clinics in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Convenient access to same-day urgent and emergency care. Schedule or learn more at zoomcare.com.
Whether you're looking for urgent or prime
which will be
Right.
coming up after the interview.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very good, Jace.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting this thing down after 20 years. It's amazing.
Winning football is winning football.
So I have the latest on Decorian Moore, but not his injury.
Yeah.
Because no one knows about his injury.
No.
But it has been learned that he will star in an 8-part docuseries on Paramount Plus called 5 Star. Did you read about this?
Yeah, this is kind of one of the things that now that we have NIL and these sorts of things, I don't know of another person that's done this, but if this is the first, it certainly is not going to be the last.
Excuse me. He will star alongside Michigan quarterback Bryce Underwood, Ohio State cornerback Devin Sanchez, and Penn State tackle Malachi Goodman.
Yeah.
All were big-time recruits in this class, and it is 6 episodes, and it follows them throughout their freshman seasons.
Yeah. I'm assuming, do we know, dip into some of the recruiting stuff as well, or is this exclusively on campus?
What I read, it did not say, but I think it sort of insinuates that it is about their whole process.
Sure.
But don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you could ask Coach Lanning.
I'm guessing that he probably, I mean, I'll be interested to.
Cameras are probably out there.
That's what I'm gonna ask. Like, I'm assuming that you have to get permission through all that. I'm guessing Lanning is going to view this as a good recruiting opportunity. As long as it shows the program in positive light.
Don't you think in today's game, coaches, I mean, the cameras are everywhere. Like
Yes.
even your own video team is out there.
But you got to be careful in that some of that stuff. How do I say it? Like, because Decorian Moore chooses to be filmed, it doesn't mean that everyone else does either, or is on board with it. So if I'm Isaiah World and I'm there, I may not want my locker room and my practice and what I'm doing. I would not be comfortable with someone filming me in a documentary style when I'm not getting paid for it. And now I kind of have to watch what I'm saying and doing. I would not be thrilled about that. But maybe this is just a new era, or maybe they have creative control of it. Maybe Oregon gets final say. I know, like, when they do NFL Hard Knocks, make no mistake about it, teams have edit control over that. You can't film something in NFL Hard Knocks that Andy Reid doesn't want out there. Like, that's not that's a mutually beneficial relationship. So I don't know exactly the details of this, but that's kind of a tricky thing.
I mean, Oregon already has the Ducks versus them going week to week. So those, I don't know how many cameras are following them, but
yeah, and maybe that's what makes this easier.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like cameras are your own crew is out there, but they also are. It's very easy to tell them where they can and can't film.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even Decorian Moore knows, like, all right, I'm not going to walk into this room just because, like, we're not ready yet. Like,
Well, I don't know that he does. I mean, he's a freshman. Sometimes you got to guide the freshman.
Yeah, by all accounts, though, from
That's
what
fair.
we've heard, and I don't know anything about Decorian Moore personally, but everything you hear about him is that despite being the number 1 receiver in the country, the guy came in and works his ass off. He's a hard worker. He blocks. He's not a prima donna, that he actually is putting in the work, and we'll see where he goes. He's had a nice freshman season, but I remind everybody, Ryan Williams was the outside of. There was a time last year when there was a debate between who was the better receiver, Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. That is not a debate anymore. In fact, Ryan Williams is kind of having a weird year. He's not even the best receiver in Alabama. That's Jeremy Bernard. Ryan Williams has kind of become a cautionary tale of hype. So Decorian Moore doesn't seem that way at all. Decorian Moore seems like a guy that's busting his ass, but he's had a nice year, but Decorian Moore is not Jeremiah Smith at this point. So a lot of work to be done, but I mean, this is kind of a cool thing to see 5, right? 5 freshmen?
4
freshmen. And to
Well,
see
the show's called 5
Star.
Yeah.
To see how they adjust, because these kids are coming in, and expected to play big roles right away. Whereas, most of us, when we come in as a freshman, you redshirt and try to figure out what you're doing. But kids coming out today, man, the freshmen of today are not the same as the freshmen when I was playing 20 years ago. These kids are way, way in better shape, better training, better film study, better habits. They're better athletes.
And just to clarify, it sounds like it follows them through their freshman season. So it will be at Oregon, but there could be some parts of it that begin with their commitment press conference or at high school.
I would
Like
ass-
leaving home, something like
I
that.
would assume that there's got to be some of that, right? Like
That's how it starts. Yeah.
I would think.
So there are 6 episodes, and the first 2 come out December 2nd. Again, this is on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And the final 4 come out on December 18th.
I always liked, and I don't know if they still do it, but they did a thing. I think it might NFL Network or HBO. It was called Welcome to the NFL, and they followed rookies. Same thing. They followed a handful of rookies through the draft process, draft day, NFL rookie symposium, training camp, and it was kind of. I always enjoyed those, seeing how guys adjusted, and I'll check that out. I'll absolutely check out something like that because the jump from high school to college is a massive jump, and I'll be interested to see what it looks like today. Because again, even having gone through this, it's just not the same game. The game has changed so much, and the parameters over even the last 10 years versus what you have now. I'll be interested to see that look of what that's like. And that's something we can ask Lanning about has he seen a difference in the way freshmen come in now versus when they did when he was a GA? Not that long ago because he's so young.
Yeah, what's he now, 38?
I think so. He's like 37, 38 years old.
He's not even 40.
No.
Makes me feel bad for where I'm at in my life.
Okay, he's 39, so he's a little older.
40 next year.
All
When's
right.
his birthday?
April
April what?
April 10th. So creeping towards 40.
Yeah, he was hired at, 35, 36?
Yeah, 'cause this is 4 years,
Yep.
right?
So, youngest coach in
You
FBS
loser.
until Dillingham at that time.
Getting old though. I'm seeing some gray in that little beard of his.
Yeah, there's a
and
touch
There's
around
some
touch.
That's head coach Gray right there, man. Holy
for
yes.
sure.
That's stressful position. It's like when you look at the president.
Oh
Go look
my
at the,
God.
That's right.
Look at the presidential photo when he comes into office, when he leaves office.
Especially the 8
Not
years.
this one, though.
If you get 2-term presidents like Obama, the life was literally sucked out of him.
Yeah,
you
thanks,
can't-
Obama.
You can't see anything through.
This
There's a fine sheen
Yeah.
on this one.
That's right.
That's lacquer. You're not seeing anything through that.
Lacquer.
Lacquer.
All right,
Kidding me?
guys.
Like a redwood.
Let's get out of here. There's your Dan Lanning pregame show. Dan Lanning, the coach of the Ducks, joins us next on The Fan.
What the hell's up with that? We win, and they get the chicks. That sucks, dude.
1051 and 1080.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We gotta get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. We're getting very efficient with this thing because Dan Lanning just called.
Boom.
And boom, he's on the air.
Synergy.
Coach, can you read us?
I love the efficiency, man. Love it.
You know what? I think it's you, man. You make us better. You make us better by calling in on time all the time, because what happened was our producer said, you know what, I'm just going to cut out the update because I know Dan Lanning's going to call right on time. And sure enough, you were there 15 seconds later.
There you go.
Pretty amazing. Well, is it just us, or has the schedule been a little choppy this year? I mean, I was just looking back. You have some East Coast trips, a couple of buys, both in the second half. You had a Friday game. Has it been a little weird? Is that out of rhythm for you, or is it just a week-to-week thing?
Yeah, weird has become normal for us. We're good with it.
Yeah. It's. I mean, being a creature of habit. I mean, does anything change? I know last week with the short day, or is at this point like you have all of that stuff already mapped out?
Yeah, certainly some things change and adapt, but you plan it out certainly in advance. So, preparing for Minnesota on a short week was a little bit different. Knowing that you're going to have a recovery day there the day after that game was a little different, but you already planned that out. You knew that you were going to put that there and create some time for your players.
I know that, you play injuries pretty close to the vest. USC is pretty banged up as well. When you're looking at that, and a lot of those injuries last week against Iowa, 2 of their best defensive players, actually 3 of their best defensive players, does that change at all how you prepare? Do you prepare, is it the same regardless of who's out there? Or do you kind of look at that and say, hey, if these guys can't go, maybe this part of the game plan shifts a little bit?
Oh, yeah. You try to prepare for every scenario. And, when you lose players, you have to play differently. We certainly played differently in some ways when we played Iowa and we were down some guys, and played differently last week, against Minnesota when we were down some guys. So I think you try to look at it from the lens of, okay, what will this change for them, and probably prepare for both. You don't prepare less, you just prepare for all scenarios.
Yeah.
Have you met with Game Day yet, and did you give Herb Street an ear flick for picking Iowa to beat you?
I haven't, but I never get upset when people do their, they're doing their job. That doesn't bother me one bit. My 12-year-old son, like, he has enemies. Right, it bothers him. But,
all right.
If somebody does their job. They don't play. They're not playing the game, so they really don't get to decide who wins by what they say. So I'll never be upset for somebody, picking another team. That's their prerogative, and probably means, hey, we need to be able to play even better to earn that opportunity for them to pick us. But if you told me somebody picked against us every single week and we won every game, I would pick that scenario every day. Right. So who cares?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true, and you can use it. You can use it in your favor.
Yeah, a little fuel, right?
So your 12-year-old keeps a list, huh?
He's got he can hold a grudge a little bit. He can hold a grudge.
Has it been an adjustment? Like when you came here, obviously you were a known commodity at Georgia, but certainly your life has changed over the last 4 years. Has that been an adjustment? Something you've had to talk to with your boys that, hey, Dad's, things have changed. Like we're not a defensive coordinator anymore.
They're pretty self-aware, I think. So, I don't have to spend a lot of time on that conversation. But they know, like, hey, things might get said at school. You might have to deal with some stuff. Yeah. But we don't spend a lot of time on it.
No, I have a personal question for you because I know how competitive you are. We all know how competitive you are. How do you stay so calm on the sideline?
Well, I don't know that I always am, but I try to say what's the best case scenario for us, in a lot of situations. And, when things aren't going the way you want them to go, chaos doesn't always create success. So, those are the things I try to think about. And I always tell our players the next play is the most important play. And I just don't think as a coach, if you're riding the wave, that you're going to be able to, create calm in the chaos for the next play. So, everything for me is a decision about what's going to get us the result that we want, right? And if I thought jumping around and acting crazy would help that, I've probably hurt us in some ways. I've noticed, we don't get a ton of pass interference calls against us. And there's some coaches that do a great job of, working the sideline, working the officials, and they truly do get more calls that way. I've always kind of thought, like, if you treat the officials with respect and don't act crazy, that you might get more calls. I don't think that's true. I think maybe I should jump around and act crazy a little bit more. But I also think that sends the wrong message to your players, right? Like, don't let them have an impact on the game. So there's probably moments that I could be a little bit crazier, and there might be a benefit to it. But ultimately, I think your players, your staff, they respond to a sense of calmness of like, okay, we've been here before. This is how you're supposed to act.
It's so funny. I was just you brought that up. The Lions defensive coordinator was asked about that today. The Detroit Lions have not had a defensive pass interference called on one of their receivers, and they were asking about that very thing about, because should you be calm and work it when that's I didn't know that was something like coaches actually sat around and thought about, but I saw that got brought up today in the Lions press conference that they don't get that call.
I actually brought it up. I won't say what game, but I brought it up in a game this season that, hey, this coach is going to work to get a call out of you. Like, hold your ground, man. Like, have some poise here, because he's going to try like crazy to get you to throw a flag, and it won't be deserving. And he did, and it worked. And when the guy came to my sideline the next half, I said, he got you. Busted. Like, you fell for it. I told you in pregame this would happen, and you fell for it. He still thought it was the right call. But I said, well, if I was allowed to show you the tablet right now, I'd show it to you, and you'd realize you made the wrong call. But I can't do that. So just know that he got you, so you owe me one.
Well,
but
what if you
if I ever got it back?
What if you hired a work the officials coach,
like a get back coach?
Yeah,
work that into the budget.
Wouldn't you guys be willing to do that? You think?
Oh, of course.
Don't you have the strength? Who's the strength conditioning guy?
It always drives me nuts when I see everybody on the sideline like going crazy. Like it's kind of a pet peeve. So it's really against everything I believe in. When your fourth strength coach is over there yelling at the official, and you're just like, shut the hell up.
Right.
Like, let's get to the next play. Like, so I don't know that I'll ever have it, but maybe I need to have one guy designated as that guy, and he just complains about every call. Everybody else on the sideline knows they're not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
There might be some something worth
some
that.
value. I mean, I don't think you have to scream and yell. I mean, you can
maybe like
gently
a guy who just whispers sweet nothings into the official's ear
Pass
about
some
how
notes.
Yeah, this isn't fair.
All right, this
screaming and yelling seems like it works better, but I'm with you.
This is Dan Lanning, Oregon football coach, with us here on the Fan. Let's talk about USC. I guess just generic question: what makes their offense so good?
Well, they have a balanced attack, and they can beat you in multiple ways, and they've done it this season. They can rush to win, they can throw to win. They've got talent with wideouts, and their quarterback's playing a really good game, and they're certainly explosive on offense. Will be one of the best offenses we've seen this year, and defensively they play really sound and they don't give up explosives. So all those things contribute.
Who do they most remind you of when you look at their offensive attack?
Yeah, USC.
Yeah.
You saw Jeremiah Smith twice.
You didn't like that answer, right?
Well, I knew you were going to say that. He knows.
Remind me. Yeah, you knew it was coming. If you know how I'm going to answer a question, you don't have to ask it.
Yeah. So you saw Jeremiah Smith a couple times last season. Certainly two different archetypes of receivers. But can you compare the challenges of defending Smith to the challenges of defending this guy, Mekhi Lemon?
Yeah, anytime you have a game-changing wideout, you're trying to ask yourself, how do you figure out a way to isolate that person, remove them from the game plan? And it's tough when you play good offenses that move those people around, and Mekhi's a guy that moves around a bunch in the slot and can line up in all different locations on the field. Jacoby Lane, no different, two different wideouts and how they do things, but they're both really good players.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question that I don't know how you're going to respond this time. So it's when DeCorian Moore is going to be featured in a documentary, which I think is great. When someone comes to this new era of NIL, and this is something where cameras are following around, and you guys are no stranger to cameras, you do your own, how much of that has to get cleared through the team? Like, what is the process? When someone comes to you, or who does come to you and suggests that this is something that may happen?
Yeah, there's just a lot of good, healthy conversations about what this needs to look like and how does it operate and works for us. And I want to make sure that our guys if they get opportunities. This is a place where we feel like, you can have a stage and you can, build a brand. And, that's part of being able to come to Oregon, and not every program is going to be really welcoming to that. I'd much rather be welcoming to it and have a good relationship with the people that are doing it. So ultimately it can be a product that everybody's proud of.
So he has cameras following him this year?
No, not all the time. No, it's not like an everyday, but there's moments, and really most of the time you probably wouldn't even realize they're there.
Interesting. What were you? So Mariota in town, Hall of Fame induction. Where were you when he was doing his thing at Oregon? That was 2014.
And I got to see it firsthand a few times, but I got to see it firsthand when I was a GA at Arizona State. I remember us game playing for him, and I think he was a freshman at that time. We're like, oh, what? We're not going to let this freshman, like, we're going to make him win the game, right? That's the only way. That's the only way that they're going to beat us, is we're going to make sure that. And guess what? He did. He was unbelievable. I mean, they had, I think, over 400 yards rushing that day, and he was super impressive, man. And when you meet the person, you're even more excited about the success that he's had and what he's created. He's an unbelievable human, and obviously a phenomenal player.
Do you when players come back like that, obviously, do they get to spend time around the team? Is that something you encourage? Like,
oh yeah. It's their team, right? They helped build it. They were a part of it. I saw Jonathan Stewart and Kenyon Barner there today at practice, and we want to have those guys back. We welcome them.
Do you like when game day's in town? Is there a little extra juice, or is it just another kind of commitment that you have to deal with?
Well, I think there's positives and negatives. There's it's certainly a positive, the attention it brings our university, the opportunity, for players across the nation to be able to see us. I think that's huge when they see the atmosphere. We all know how unbelievable the fans are here at in Eugene and here at the University of Oregon. So it gives people a glimpse of that, which I think is great. But there's certainly pieces that come along with that, and you want to make sure it doesn't become a distraction. And probably doesn't help when your head coach goes on and takes his shirt off. That probably doesn't help. But if you're going to have to deal with it, let's have fun with it, and let's bring some attention to our program, which is awesome.
Well, McAfee is he's like force of nature. Is he just?
You got me.
Is he just that guy that you just can't say no to?
He's an awesome dude. Yeah. He really is, and he's obviously been great for that show. I think he brings a lot of excitement to that show, and honestly, just a guy that I enjoy being around for sure.
Who's the college quarterback you remember watching most as a kid?
That's a good question. That I remember watching the most as a kid. Like what it would, I guess it depends on like time period, I kind of was paying pretty close attention to the time, like Todd Riesling and Chase Daniel were both battling there with the Mizzou Kansas games. Those are games that kind of stick out to me. Just being a guy from Missouri, I remember those were some pretty epic battles.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas, and that I still can't wrap my head around the fact that Kansas and Missouri played in a game at Arrowhead, and it was number 1 versus number 2. That
was a wild one.
Didn't compute. Who's your favorite athlete from just any sport from your childhood?
I was a big Eddie George fan, believe it or not, and Bo Jackson. Like Bo Jackson I was a big Bo Jackson fan. Okay. It's hard though because he played for the Raiders, and I'm a Chiefs fan. So if you said who was my favorite Chiefs player of all time, it's Derek Thomas for sure.
Oh yes. Yeah. He was the man.
Dude, he is criminal. He does not get talked about enough when we talk about true game wreckers.
No doubt.
Sad day when he went. Dan Lanning, catch the Oregon USC game here on the Fan, 12:30 Saturday. Thank you, and we will talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
He hit me with the old razzle-dazzle. He got me.
Yeah, you should know better.
Should have known.
I mean,
it was like one of those. Immediately, I was like, "Yeah, I knew that."
Yeah, he says that every time. I've fallen into that trap before.
Yeah, he got me. I let you know if you know the answer. You have to ask the question.
Yeah. And I think I heard his chuckle. I think he gets a kick out of.
Well, he slipped my jab and he threw the hook, and I just
that's right.
That's on me. That's on me for not seeing that one coming.
All right. Well, now we get to the Dan Lanning post-game show. Yeah. You ready for that? You ready for that?
Well, that's
who's ready for that?
Who had Tommy Reese and Chase Daniel?
Dude, it was a big deal.
Yeah, from that part of the.
But it wasn't Tommy Reese. I didn't want to correct him. It was.
Wasn't that Tommy Reese?
No, his name was Reesing. Todd Reesing.
Oh, Todd Reesing.
That was a game. Okay,
right.
I will never forget. It was Kansas.
Yeah, I remember
versus
it.
Missouri. You remember that game?
Oh yeah, 1 versus 2.
1 versus
Missouri
2.
won, by the way.
Missouri did. And they played at Arrowhead, and I was at a wedding in Mexico, and I was watching it on a rabbit ear television in my hotel in Mexico, and it was snowing, and Kansas was losing, and I was throwing stuff in my.
That was one of those where you can't believe your eyes. You're like,
One versus two.
One versus
We had
two.
a chance to win the national championship.
What?
We lost the game. Still won the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
Beat Virginia Tech in the Orange
yeah.
Bowl. Very big win for Kansas football.
Yeah.
And we have since sucked raw eggs.
Yeah.
So
It's just always weird whenever you ask that question, like you just instantly your mind goes to somebody. It's like, and so it's always interesting to hear someone else's.
Well, I always enjoy listening. That's why I asked him, because he's so much younger.
Yes.
I always like to listen to. It just puts into perspective their life.
Yeah, time,
because
place.
The time frame of it is so much different than
when
you and I.
When you think of childhood quarterback that you watch that you were like, wow, who is it? Because you didn't have a lot of Kansas and Missouri people.
Oh God, no! I asked him college.
Yeah,
but mine would probably be more pro. I mean, it would be like, oh my gosh, hell, good question.
Yeah. See, for me, when you brought up when you said college, the very first name and will always be is Tommy Frazier. When I think of and when I just think of college football quarterback growing up, I think of those Nebraska teams and I think of Tommy Frazier, and he should have won the Heisman Trophy.
See, for me, it's more like I'm going to say Dan Marino.
Yeah.
I really liked Dan Marino, and I loved watching him. We weren't as into college football because Kansas sucked. And basketball was such a big thing.
Sure.
So college football, I kind of came around later, but the NFL was, Marino.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Marino on you. I loved him.
Yeah.
In the Isotoners. God. The guy was so good.
I was a Randall Cunningham guy.
Yeah.
I liked watching Randall.
He was awesome.
He was fun.
All right. Dan Lanning postgame coming up next, and then in the news on the Fan.
Ducks Game Day hits Isaac and Suk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
All right, well, we are careening toward In the News, which is coming up in about 10 minutes. Text on the fan text line. You could hear the remorse in his voice over the shirt thing. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it, last time game day came,
He didn't want to take it off.
Pat McAfee got him to take his shirt off
Yeah,
and
he didn't
be all broy up there.
He didn't want to do it, but he
He
got
did
me.
it. He did it, yeah.
That's why I said McAfee's a force of nature. He's that guy. Everyone's had that buddy that's like when the night should be over and somehow it goes on and you're like, what happened? And you're like, well, you got McAfee'd. In our case, it's getting Wilcoxed. It happens. And McAfee is that guy.
Yeah, well, you're right. Wilcox is a force of nature.
Yes.
When he's out.
You don't even know how it happens. It's
Well,
like,
I know how it happens.
Well, I know.
but-
It's like being around a hot chick, though. You're kind of helpless to their charms. There's men that have that same sort of sway. You're like, I don't know. Now I'm taking off my shirt on national television. You're like, and you're wishing you hadn't eaten that pizza the night before. And you're like, hell, all right, doing
I
this.
got to hand it to him. He is super. I mean, we know how competitive that dude is.
Yeah.
Right? Dan Lanning, I'm talking about.
Yes.
I mean, we've seen him after like the Ohio State win last year. He's jumping around.
The Penn State game.
The Penn State game, he looked like a meth addict needing a hit. He's so fired up.
Yeah.
So you know how competitive he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's amazing how much control he keeps on the sideline.
Yeah.
Because coaches do not. Coaches have carte blanche. Nobody ever calls a coach out
No.
for jumping around and screaming. Like, remember Signetti in the Indiana game?
He cut his teeth from two of the worst. And that is Kirby Smart, who is a horse's ass on the sidelines. And it's not like Lil Nicky is much better at Alabama.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially if you're good,
Yeah.
like they'll get you. You can get away with murder on the sideline.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love his attitude about that.
Yeah.
One,
That was an interesting perspective that he was sharing.
yeah,
too.
one is he's like, I just think if I'm calm, the team will be calm. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And the other is just more of a personal thing of like, dude, you look like a bunch of chumps when your whole sideline is chirping at the ref.
I like
Move on to the next play. That is quintessential Dan Lanning right there, and that's part of just a small glimpse into why he's so good,
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well.
in my opinion.
He's like, maybe I should, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I love it. The strength coaches, your fourth team strength coach is yelling and
Like,
screaming at
shut up.
someone. It's like when the Eagles had Big Dom that was over there and putting his hands on
Oh,
people.
they still do.
It's like, dude,
He's
sit
still over there.
Sit your fat ass down.
I saw him. Yeah, he's over there. He's the one that walks right behind Sirianni for the handshake.
Yeah.
Just in case things get weird, Jim Schwartz style.
Someone said wearing a shirt is a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, to be fair, there's two types of people well, actually there's three. There's guy that will find any excuse in the world to take his shirt off, Mike Gundy, Brandon Sprague. Reluctant shirt guy, which would be Dan Lanning. You're like, God, all right. And then there's the never nude guy. And that's like you'll be at a pool party and you fall in with your shirt on because under no circumstances is that thing coming off. And so, there's varying degrees. But we found out that, Lanning is in the second category.
All right, well, that concludes the Dan Lanning postgame
There you
show
go.
here on The Fan. You can listen to him every Thursday on our show at 4. He is brought to you by Philbrook Law. Other lawyers fight for clicks. Philbrook Law fights for wins.
I kind of want to ask...
Philbrook Law, accident and injury lawyers, your local law team.
I want to ask him every week now who the team reminds him of. I'm going
See
to
if he catches on.
just see if how many weeks before he's like, seriously?
Yeah, he said, I think we've maybe fallen into that trap 3 times.
Possible.
And
It's
I know I did once,
Yeah.
at least, maybe twice.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't know, they just remind me of them.
What's interesting because I
Every time.
try to go poke around and I've seen USC play a handful of times, but
By the way, that did not conclude the
No.
the Dan Lanning post-game
No.
show. Here's more.
I just was
More
struggling.
feature content.
I was struggling to put my finger on when I watch USC what that necessarily looks like, but apparently it looks like USC.
The quarterback's gotten better.
The quarterback's really good.
He is. He's gotten better. I think he's still. This is going to be a great test for him because, big games on the road are different than, beating Iowa
100%.
at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So this is a great test for him. Last year he was shaky, but he was young.
Yeah, at the end of games, he had some bad
Very
picks.
shaky.
So.
But he's been a lot better, making good choices. But I don't know. I don't know if he's the guy that can put a team on his back. Not that they need that. but they kind of
They kind of do.
They kind of might.
I think they need to score points.
And I'm not sure he's that guy, but he's interesting. And the other thing about them is their run defense is not very good. I looked it up. They are 78th.
No, they're not good.
And that plays right into Oregon's hands because, as Dan Lanning said, they're banged up.
Yep.
And, it's like you've
trust
had
me.
to change how they've played.
If I had to put an over-under on Dante Moore pass attempts, I think it's more like 22. And I, by the way, I think I would take the under. I think we're gonna see a lot of run game.
Lot of
people saying they're gonna run the ball a lot.
A lot of people saying Sacred Heart has diarrhea.
Well, it's been a rough year for Big Ten marquee football games.
Mm-hmm.
We finally have one. Like, name another, besides Penn State, Oregon, Indiana, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been another marquee Big Ten football game on TV? There really hasn't.
It's been pretty soft.
It's been all SEC this year.
Yes. I mean, do you count Oregon, Iowa as a?
I do not.
Yeah, right? Like,
no, I don't.
Yeah, we had ranked teams. I think at the start of the season, Illinois was ranked, and they faced off against like Indiana or something. But
USC, they played USC.
Thank you, USC. It's like, no, it doesn't. There's nothing that's ruffled my skirt.
Well,
so
Nebraska hasn't lived up to anything. They stink. Penn State fell off the map. Ohio State just hasn't been challenged because we didn't get Ohio State, Oregon, or Indiana. Michigan has been the definition of meh. Yeah,
well, I will say you get So it's been all SEC so far, which, by the way, later, this is a tease for later.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at Alabama. I was looking at the SEC championship game scenarios because I may or may not have money riding on those outcomes, some of those outcomes. And I was looking at this, dude. The SEC playoffs, the SEC championship / playoff situation for a couple of these teams is wild.
I don't know if I've actually taken like a deep look at this.
I'll lay it all out later.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty wild. Like, particularly Alabama. They have a very interesting situation. At any rate, it's been all SEC, and the SEC takes a week off this week. They're playing a bunch of cupcakes.
Yeah, they do every year.
But next week there's some big SEC games, namely Texas A&M, Texas. But if we say that there haven't been a lot of marquee Big Ten games so far, there haven't. But this week, USC Oregon takes center stage. Next week, Ohio State, Michigan takes center stage. And the week after that, Ohio State, Indiana will take center stage as a really interesting 1-2 Big Ten championship game.
With a bye on the line.
So, I mean, yeah, exactly. So you got Oregon, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So the Big Ten's about to make up
we'll get a little
what we've missed.
Pay attention up here.
Because Indiana, other than the Oregon game, they haven't really played any marquee games.
No, like I said, and some of that is just that the Big Ten teams haven't lived up to what we thought. When Michigan and Wisconsin, Iowa's kind of Iowa, a lot of the teams that you were hoping were going to kind of carry that torch didn't play. And then Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana are the three, and only 2 of those teams played each other, and it was, the one time. And that's
weird.
Had we had those 3 that played, like, had they all played each other round robin style,
it'd be amazing.
It would be this would be a different feel.
You know why I have such faith that this will all get figured out? Because these weird schedules, it's not, they're not maximizing their dollar.
No.
And that's exactly why it'll get worked out. Is the TV contract with the Big Ten, their TV partner cannot be happy about how this has played out.
No.
And so they're going to fix this. No. I don't know how, because there's so many teams in each league, but they're going to fix this. Always follow the money. Yeah. And I can't imagine, who is the Big Ten's TV partner this year? They're on CBS now, right?
Yes. So it's been flipped. So ESPN now has
CBS. So CBS cannot be happy about how the Big Ten has played out this year. They're looking at the Big Ten going, dude, we're paying you all this money.
Give me some games.
Yeah, give us some freaking marquee games, you bitch. Yeah.
We have too many, Washington, Illinois, even Washington to an extent, just, they're fine. But
meanwhile, the SEC is going, hey, this SEC ESPN is going,
every other week.
This SEC contract is great.
Every other week, you got a top 12 matchup.
That's why they're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because those TV contracts are worth way too much damn money.
Agreed.
All right.
Now it's over.
That is your Dan Lanning postgame show with bonus content. Coming up next on In the News, why the Union football coach is suspended, and Nike is reopening its downtown store. coming up next. But first, Schultze.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Week 12 of NFL action getting going tonight in Houston. The Texans, winners of 2 straight, hosting the Bills for Thursday Night Football. Buffalo, a 5.5-point favorite. Kickoff set for 5:15 on Prime Video. Elsewhere, big news out of the association today. The Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, as well as dismissing nearly the entire scouting department in the organization. Older sister Jeannie will stay in her position as team governor for the foreseeable future. Also in the NBA today, according to ESPN's Shams Charania, Sacramento Kings center Domantas Sabonis suffering a partially torn meniscus in his left knee. He'll be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. And out of baseball, the Seattle Mariners announcing that they will officially retire Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson's number 51 during a pregame ceremony in May. They'll join Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Ichiro Suzuki, of course, as well as Jackie Robinson, with his name in the rafters. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Heard missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Souk on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Have you been injured wrong? That's right. Welcome back to our show. It is November 2025. It is time now for In the News, I'm Your Noted and Humble. Kind of sexy, but humble newsman.
Real quick, someone just dropped this, and I wanted to double check it, and they are correct. The SEC has had 27 games on ESPN with over 5 million viewers. The Big Ten has 5.
Ew.
The SEC also has 2 games over 10 million, and they have had 9 of the 10 most watched games so far this season. So in the battle of who's getting their money's worth, it is not Fox in the Big Ten.
And that is why they will fix imbalanced scheduling in college football.
There you go. So
Right there. It may not be next year.
You are right.
Or the year after, but the next time a TV contract's up,
Changes are coming.
you're shockingly going to read headlines. Big Ten considering marquee match, or I don't know how they fix it, but they'll fix it.
Flex scheduling. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
A
Flex
tier
scheduling.
A and a tier B or
Yeah,
something.
something.
Yeah, there's going to be,
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's a massive disparity in
No,
viewers.
I bet you they'll come out with 2 schedules per season. They'll say, this is our prospective schedule if this happened. Like, we're going to get nuts at this.
It's brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at Advocates Law. Decade.
If someone left a surgical tool inside you, if so, call the Advocates.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Today is Use Less Stuff Day. So use less stuff,
Use
you son
less
of a bitch.
stuff? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Recycle what you've got.
can I
just
tell you that there is a massive problem that I have?
be more resourceful.
I am a napkin paper towel fiend.
I kind of am too.
Me 3.
I don't want to ration it. I don't like use. I just when
Yeah.
I sit down to eat, I'm taking a bunch with me. I like lots of napkins, lots of paper towels. I don't want to ration them, and I really don't care. I'm willing to sacrifice. I want a grip.
Well,
I just do.
Maybe you can work on that.
No,
on,
I don't.
On use
I
less
don't
stuff
want
day.
to work on it.
You know what I'm bad about? I'm bad about that as well. I feel like my wife is like, my God, paper towels again?
Yes,
I just kind of mindlessly grab them for everything.
me too.
Yeah, me
That's
as
what
well.
they're there for.
Yeah,
and-
and,
and
they're not expensive.
By the way, this commercial where they use one to like clean something up,
bullshit.
horse crap. Dude, there's something I'm scooping up. I'm grabbing like 10. And we're sopping everything up.
I'm really bad with water.
You're a water waster.
Yeah, I'm not good about it.
I think
Like
about
do you
that
let
all
it
the
run
time.
like when you're brushing your teeth?
Yeah, things
That
like
sort of
things
thing?
like that.
Or like I'll
The
pour
shower's
water.
on.
Yeah, the shower's on, or I'll pour water and
Yeah.
I'll drink half of it, then it gets warm and I'll throw it out.
Throw it
later.
out.
I constantly have that thought when I'm doing that. Like, if the apocalypse happens, I'm going to be so mad about all this damn water that I'm wasting. I'm wasting it right now.
I don't think you will be mad.
If
about
only
it.
you would
Okay.
just turn on the water and then it just goes drip, drip, drip. Water's not a problem. Just turn it on.
We take water for granted,
We really do.
and we probably shouldn't.
No, because you're right. In a time of real problem, like survival, water is what ends up effing you over.
I think it was the old movie Book of Eli with Mila Kunis and Denzel Washington in it. That apocalyptic world that they lived in. They said they missed ice the most. That was
That's Tom
crazy
Hanks
to me.
in Castaway when he
Thank
gets back.
you, ice. Yeah.
He just wants everything cold.
It goes drip, drip, drip.
I was told that all California had to do was turn on the faucet and drought solved. I was told that.
It is also National Absurdity Day.
Speaking of absurdity.
Hey, now. The Union football coach is suspended. This is up your way.
This is my way. Just right up the
You
road.
live
a
right
piece.
up
he
there,
hit
yeah.
a player. What the hell did
What
he
did he do now?
Well, he's issued an apology.
Of course.
Steve-
Is he a man of God?
His name is Steve Pine.
Oh, Steve.
He's been placed on leave due to his actions at halftime of the October 17th loss to Skyview.
The dreaded Skyview whatever. I don't.
Oh, wow. Craig Burnback. Remember him?
I do remember him.
He is the EPS Evergreen Public Schools spokesperson.
Had no idea.
Oh wow,
Now you do.
he was the Portland Public Schools spokesperson.
Was
And
he?
then Yeah, then he moved to Everett. Okay.
Well, he was also the KATU sports guy.
Yeah, he filled
Remember
in.
that?
Filled in
Yeah.
on a couple of radio shows I used to work on with the other evil empires.
Just found out, by the way, Steve Pine, he's a sweater vest guy.
Yeah, I saw that. He's like,
Jim Tressel.
yeah,
It's a good
Tressel.
look.
He's kind of a mix between Tressel and Fleck.
yeah,
Ya boy.
yeah. Suit and tie or shirt and tie with the sweater. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. It's a good look. It's a good look.
Well, apparently he had a tirade.
Ah.
he is one of those coaches who
Yes, but
cannot control himself.
I want him to say that that's not who he is, even though it's exactly who he is. And he's a man of God, and he's going to do a deep reflection.
They were losing 28-0, so how can you blame him?
Yeah,
Am I right?
Yeah, it's not good.
At halftime of our October 17th varsity game against Skyview, I used excessive profanity and was unprofessional in my approach addressing our players. Accountability is one of our core values, and it is critical that you know I have taken complete responsibility for my actions. My actions have not reflected well on anyone within our community, and for this, I am truly sorry.
Well, he's one of the most successful Oregon coaches.
Is he?
Yeah, he was at Central Catholic.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like...
What's he doing at Union?
He went over there, and
He's a ringer.
I think what he found out is that it's harder when you don't get to pick all your players.
Shocking.
So in Union's 2 seasons, he is, He's 2-7 this year, and last year, not much better. So they're 4-13 since coming over. So apparently the Central Catholic magic has not worked at Union, and he likes to yell and scream at players.
Perhaps,
but he's a man of God, for God's sakes.
Perhaps they should fire him and hire Ken Potter.
There you go.
Then they'll get players.
Yeah. I don't think you can do that at Union. You got to...
That's where my kid went.
Yeah, he was a
Union.
Titan,
He
right?
was a Titan.
Yeah.
I have a Titan hat.
I think I've seen you wear that a time or two. Yeah.
Nike has reopened its downtown store on Southwest 5th. Are you excited about that?
It's nice to see it come back. I don't like when stuff in Portland shuts down.
Yeah, that was a dark day when it closed, man. It just kind of signaled the the downtown
Nike
situation.
Nike is Oregon, right? And the Nike store in Portland, you just don't want to see that stuff. Plus, it gives more ammo for the people that love to talk about how the city is a cesspool.
Yeah, they say Nike is committed to the community.
Good.
700 block of Southwest 5th, Pioneer Square. Head over there.
Yeah. I saw the Beaver was out there, right?
Yeah,
And
they opened last week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Well, hopefully there's no more protests and a bunch of people breaking windows down. It's really hard when every week you're out there cleaning stuff up for a different reason, right?
Well, and you got to, we as a community have to get together and decide that letting people go into stores and just take whatever they want and walk out, that you can't have that.
Yeah.
Eventually, people are like, well, enough of this. And, that's just, we can't have that. So hopefully city leadership realizes that having Nike in downtown Portland is a big deal. And maybe that's a place that we need to spend a little extra attention on and make sure that goes well.
Well, apparently at City Council, they were all yelling at each other. Most recently, a shouting match over charging fees for detention centers. So I don't think, in other words, you mentioned our city leaders. I'm just telling you how it's going over there.
Fees to go in the detention centers?
I don't know. I didn't even click on the story. All it says is Portland City Council meeting devolves into shouting match over charging fees for detention centers. And guess what? Guess what this reporter did? He made a big giant eye roll and moved down to the next story. And that's the story I'm going to tell you about. And it is about whale parts.
Ah, I saw this one, yeah. We broke out the bone saw.
Yeah. Well, the humpback...
You know what would have solved this?
A stick?
Dynamite.
I don't think it would. I think it would be worse.
So it's okay that we chainsaw open the whale, but we can't blow it up? What are we doing?
Correct.
What are the troops even here for? Why is the National Guard here?
They're not here.
If we can't... I thought they were here.
Wait, I think they're staying.
I think they're staying. I think we've reversed course on that. That's for later in the news. Continue with your whale story.
The humpback whale that we talked about, it was euthanized because it was caught in a fishing net and it couldn't hit the high tide to get back. It couldn't untangle it.
Yeah.
It lost its breath. What a horrible way to go.
I know.
It had become entangled in fishing line from a crab pot. On Saturday, it was stranded. Rescue attempts failed. The whale was euthanized on Monday. Now they are saying that parts of the whale, so the whale's carcass was buried.
Yeah.
But a portion of the body has popped back up, a la Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Yeah. That, and there are parts of the whale that are valuable, and they don't want poachers coming in and taking them. My late grandmother, as I've told you, was a whale. In her basement, she had illegal whale parts. So they are
Like what?
The baleen, which are the big things that go in their throat, they look like giant feathers, and then like whale teeth in the jaw. Those are things that like are coveted, and I don't want to say how my grandmother got them, but she had illegal whale parts, a la Jody Allen. So they're going to cut those parts of the whale out so that there's no one encouraged to go in there and illegally steal parts of the whale that are valuable.
Well, yeah, because they said basically they're just going to let it decompose in place and just let nature take its course instead of rebury the whale. Yeah. They may have to rebury it, but they don't know yet.
But yeah, they were out there with a freaking chainsaw, slicing these things off and
carving it up.
And all I'm saying is, if we're gonna chainsaw a whale because we can't have certain parts of the whale left, I know a very efficient way to make sure that no parts of that whale are stolen and put on the black market. What are we doing?
That's why the dynamite was used, because no one wanted to cut that big old whale open from 1970.
Well, let me ask, which is more humane? Sawing that thing in pieces,
dead.
Or kaboom?
He's already dead. What talk about humanity is this?
You can't dynamite the whale because blubber will get on my Mercedes.
No, we corner off. We use caution. What's that caution tape for? Why don't we have parking cones, for God's sake?
Is there any mention, Rob, of the story of the smell? Like, is that a problem again?
It is a problem.
It is. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. But that's just life at the sea, you know. You know what I'm
happens.
saying? Yeah. It smells like crap down there anyway. I always love it when people complain about that. I'm like, have you ever it's not a particularly great smell.
No. You know,
on a beach.
You know, it could take care of that rotting corpse smell. Not a chainsaw.
Dynamite.
Saying.
Actually, even with that dynamite, Suk, the smell was bad for months in that area. So I don't think that'll take care of anything either.
All right, let's see what we got here next.
I need to be in charge. ODOT in charge of that. I need to get on city council, start making decisions.
Ooh,
we need bold action.
Chris Dudley is back.
Oh yes.
Wow. Speaking
or
of people,
is he?
Tried to be our governor.
That is next on The Fan.
This is the Fan's window into sports. A view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation. Online at windownation.com.
Boots for the win! Fuji Maine has done it again! Put some respect on Fuji Maine's name! Bang, bang, bang! Late game killer! We're coming back to Chicago. We're coming back home. The Cardiac Bulls do it again. We had a cardiac arrest in the third, but we're back. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There's a little Gus Johnson. I like the Bulls
I
announcers.
think that's Stacey King, by the way.
Now, they're very homery, but they're fantastic. That was a dagger. Blazers lose again.
Yeah, you outscore them 30-9 in the fourth quarter, make a monster comeback, and then give up that. Another, throw-in buzzer beater.
What are you going to do?
Orlando was another one.
At least they ran an actual play to try to win the game, as opposed to the Blazers against the Mavericks.
Gucci Man.
Hey, is this we're Window Nation here. Yeah, this month 50% off all window styles, 0% financing for 5 years. Schedule your free consultation at windownation.com.
Dirt and Spread.
All right, this is in the news, November 20, 2025. Chris Dudley is back. Do you remember Chris Dudley?
Yes, former Blazer great and at one time potential governor, right, of our fine state.
Yep. Someone said, fun Chris Dudley fact, his percentage of the vote when he ran for governor was higher than his career free throw percentage.
Now we're just taking shots.
Yeah. Well, he was a terrible free throw shooter.
He had
right?
an ugly shooting
he was bad.
form.
Was the
Come on,
governor
man.
thing, was it close?
Can you trust that guy?
Man, I was at that debate, actually. Kitzhaber v. Dudley.
I don't remember if it was close or not. I don't think it was.
No, Republicans just don't do well here.
No,
on the
they
ballot.
don't. But I for whatever reason, I thought I remember it being like somewhat close.
No, it says Chris Dudley ran a strong race in 2010 against Democrat John Kitzhaber,
Yeah, see
losing
right
by
here.
fewer than 25,000 votes or 1.5 percentage points.
Yeah, 49.2 to 47.7. So
It was
I,
very close.
For whatever reason, I got that stuck in my head that was a close race.
He moved to California in 2012, back to Oregon in 2020. He is now back. And the big question of the night, so apparently Oregon Republicans gathered at the start of November for a big, a big to-do.
Yeah, a little rally, if you
A
will.
Reagan dinner, as they call them.
Okay.
And, donors, consultants, leaders.
People of importance.
Activists. The big question of the night was, would any of the speakers reveal that they were joining the already announced candidates for governor?
And is he back? Is he running again?
Speaking on background, political insiders at the event seemed evenly split. Some doubted Dudley would challenge, is it Christine Drazen? Is that her name? She's already announced that she's going to run. She's the one that ran last time. I don't think for governor, though. Was that for governor? I don't remember. Anyway.
I don't know.
In a brief speech, Dudley was equal parts emotional and non-committal. He said, "I'm fired up," citing the opportunity to harness a powerful generational shift of young voters toward more conservative values while pointedly avoiding a definitive statement of intent.
That's
no Republican candidate since 2010 has come nearly as close as he did then.
Well, I mean, to come within a couple percentage points.
Yeah, that's maybe he's the answer. Maybe Chris Dudley is the answer.
I must say, the picture on the Oregon Live article with the beard looks. He's looking pretty svelte with the beard. He might
that get him a couple points. Is that getting him the 1.5 points? Close the gap.
Looks a lot different. Just adds some aura, if that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm looking here.
does look pretty
Drazen
good.
is going to run, and the only other notable is Marion County Commissioner Danielle Bethel.
Okay.
She is also going to run out. So right now, those are the only two that have kind of announced. I'll tell you what. Even though obviously Portland is about as left-leaning as you can get, I've never minded when you like Louisiana has this. I think Massachusetts is another one. Ohio, Michigan. There's nothing wrong with a blue state, red governor, red state, blue governor. I actually think sometimes that can be the best because it kind of forces people to the middle and forces you to actually, I don't know, try to get things accomplished. So,
I mean, we need one. We haven't had a Republican since I think the 80s,
So
86 or 7.
Where's the Antifa candidate?
I don't know exactly what Chris Dudley has, but I'll tell you what, I certainly would be open to the idea of listening to him because, again, I think that can be a good thing for people.
And that is in the news. November 20, 2025, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Up next, we have a segment titled, Who Do You Believe?
Oh.
Do you believe?
No, I don't believe Dion.
Who do you believe? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
Why not?
I don't know who's lying.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, I don't know if anyone's lying, but they may be lying.
Okay, well, let's take it to the
We're
end.
going to dive into it. I also would like to lay out the case, a very precarious case for Alabama. Okay? Because
playoff scenarios?
Well, most people think that Alabama, even though they just lost to Oklahoma, is still going to the playoff. And they probably are. Their odds say that they are.
Okay.
However, I got to tell you, man, I was digging through the SEC stuff today because there's 4 teams left that could play in the SEC championship game.
Yes.
And Alabama's situation
It's a little wonky.
It is the most interesting college football playoff situation, without a doubt.
Because they don't play anyone this week, right? They play
right,
and then next week they have Auburn, which should be a win.
That's
and
right.
That should lead to Alabama being in the playoffs.
Aha! You would think.
The plot thickens.
The plot does thicken, and we will get to that next hour. Okay, stick with us here on 105.1 The Fan.
You've got a
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, the Trailblazers taking tonight off to lick their wounds after losing 4 straight, including that buzzer-beater loss at the hands of the Chicago Bulls last night. They'll begin a 3-game road trip tomorrow against the Warriors. Portland currently sitting at 6-9. It's good for the 9th spot right now in the Western Conference. Over to the NFL, Week 12 kicking off tonight in Houston with the Texans, winners of 2 straight, hosting the Bills for Thursday Night Football. Buffalo, a 5.5-point favorite. Josh Allen undefeated on Thursday nights in his career, by the way. 8-0 kickoff at 5:15 on Amazon Prime. Out of the association today as well, the Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, also dismissing nearly their entire scouting department. Older sister Jeannie will stay in her position as the team governor for the foreseeable future. And in baseball, the Mariners retiring Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson's number 51. It's going to be during a pregame ceremony in May. He'll join Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Ichiro in the rafters. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultze from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Okay, everyone, shut up and look at me.
Primetime with Isaac and Suk.
The less I know about other people's affairs, the happier I am. I'm not interested in caring about people.
Isaac Robb.
I once worked with a guy for 3 years and never learned his name. Best friend I ever had. We still never talk sometimes.
Jason Sukanik.
I also think it's pointless for a human to paint scenes of nature when they could just go outside and stand in it.
Primetime on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 and 1080.
Please do not misinterpret the fact that I am talking right now as genuine interest. End of speech.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hope you're having a nice little Thursday. We are your sportsmen. My name is Isaac. Hello. Big Sook's right over there.
Right here.
Oh, dude.
Local radio funny man,
Podcast tough guy.
Jason Sukanik. We also have Schultzy here still with us.
What's going on, guys?
AKA the Schnitzel Wolf.
On the ones and twos.
Expert on aviation, whales, God, you name it. I mean, when in doubt, we turn to the Schnitzel Wolf.
Sports as well, but that's your guys'.
Yeah, he's a sports expert.
So I'll leave that to you guys. I'll fill the gaps in.
Well, I'm no expert. You know that about me.
Bullsh.
Expert on nothing.
Bullsh.
The only thing I know is that Texans Bills is about to start, and I'm fired up.
Forgot about that.
My Thursdays are just a little brighter with NFL football.
Yeah.
Even bad NFL football, which this may be bad, it may not be. I don't know.
Possible. Josh Allen's
is possible.
8-0 all time on Thursday.
Is he?
Yeah.
What's Davis Mills' record on Thursday? Did you look that up?
I did not look that up.
Hey,
no offense, but Davis Mills.
Hey, man.
Although as far as backups go,
Yeah, he's pretty good backup.
2-0 in his last 2 starts.
Well, when he came in, he got in there in the Denver game, and it's always messy when the backup quarterback has to come in mid-game.
Sure.
Because the game plan wasn't for him.
Yeah.
But then once they get time to prepare, knowing the backup quarterback's going to start, they always look a lot better. And Davis Mills, the last 2 games since the Denver game, has looked pretty good.
Yeah. And by the way, I mean, they lost that Denver game 18-15. The Texans are wonky. They've won 3 or 4, and their defense keeps them in every single game. It's just that their offense is, and let's be honest, even if it's CJ Stroud, this offense isn't exactly lighting the world on fire.
No.
And as far as backups go, Davis Mills is capable of winning games in the NFL, especially if they can hold Buffalo down. I mean, that Titans game was 16-13. The Broncos game was 18-15. And let's also not act like Buffalo is smooth sailing every single week. So this may end up being a decent game.
Yeah, I'd say Mills top 5 backup quarterback.
I'd have to go through
Don't
each
you think?
one, but yes, David.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go to the backup quarterback, you're like, dear God. And this is not one of those.
No, you're right.
He, Brissett, they're all those guys are
Brissett's
kind
been
of
pretty good.
Yeah. You feel safe with them, anyways.
Rudolph. A lot of his Steeler fans are talking about Rudolph being and I don't really get that.
I think the idea is that when you watch Aaron Rodgers play at this point, the gap between the two is not.
But come on, Rudolph is not better than Aaron Rodgers, is he?
No, he is not.
At this stage of the game?
No, he's not.
I hope not.
No.
Because, Rodgers looks pretty rough, but...
Well, Rodgers just doesn't seem to be interested in playing the position anymore. He would like to get rid of the ball and not get hit. But I would also like to point out the Bills have lost to the Falcons, and they got boat raced by the Dolphins 2 weeks ago. So
they don't look right.
It is in Buffalo, though.
And I tell you, no, it's in Houston.
Oh, I thought it was in Buffalo.
No, it's in Houston.
And
the Texans' defense is legit.
Oh, that's right. That is at Houston.
Yeah, no, I just told you that.
I know. I looked at it, and for whatever reason, I thought it was in.
Why don't you
I thought it was in
man?
Orchard Park.
Come on, man.
What?
Well, I just looked down at the schedule, and I was
Come on,
oh,
bro.
he's right.
Well, it's nice to have you along, my little sports bunnies.
Nice to be here, sir.
Well, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the radio listeners. You're not my little sports bunny. You're my little lovable sports elf.
Well, thank you.
No, gremlin. We call him the sports gremlin.
I think they're the same, elf or gremlin.
He's a little gremlin.
No, gremlins are different than elves. I've seen the movie Gremlins.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's different. Maybe a mogwai.
Well, anyway, we're going to get to the Alabama SEC situation coming up next. A very interesting scenario.
Now, AI tells me that Alabama has the best percentage, believe it or not, including Texas A&M, to play in the SEC title game.
Yeah, it's kind of complicated what I'm gonna lay out, but it took me a while to get to it.
Yeah,
but we'll go through it next. I'm gonna lay it out for you and then see what you think.
Because there's only 4 teams
Correct.
left.
Ole Miss, Georgia, A&M, and Alabama are the only 4 that can play in the SEC championship game.
Yes.
But it gets a little weird, and particularly for Alabama, which we'll get to next. But what I wanted to ask you was, who do you believe? This is the Do You Believe segment.
Who do you believe?
Because George Pickens and CD Lamb, the wide receivers of your Dallas Cowboys,
Dallas Cowboys,
they had to sit out the first series of the Raiders game because they violated team rules in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. And I have violated team rules in Las Vegas many times. Now, it has come out that the reason they were benched is because CD and Pickens were there was a report that they were having dinner and a few drinks, I'm holding up air quotes,
Yes.
at the Red Rock Casino.
Sure.
Now, if you know anything about Red Rock Casino, it is way off of the strip.
Yeah.
Which I assume, and I don't know this, but I assume that's where the team was staying. I don't, like, why would they go all the way out there if they were staying at another hotel?
The team usually stays at the Westin if you're an away team in Vegas. It's like,
really?
Yeah, way off the strip, so that's probably why it's a
Once
little closer
again,
to
How
that.
does the man know everything?
NFL hotel expert, the Schnitzel
He's
Wolf.
unbelievable.
It really is incredible.
He knows Indian air regulations.
It's amazing. But yes, I didn't. You knew they weren't good. No NFL team would stay on the strip.
Right, but Red Rock is not on the strip. That's
No.
what I was asking. Is like, why would they go from their hotel to the Red Rock?
They're either out
unless they were staying at the Red Rock,
or they're in that general direction.
Because it's way out there. Anyway, then a report came out that CD was throwing up outside of the casino at 7:30 a.m. Sunday, or no, this game was Monday.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Had himself a nice night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, he has come out and said that did not happen. And he's not, what I think is funny about this is he's not upset that, he's only upset that he thinks people would think that he would throw up from liquor.
Yeah. That's absurd.
Yeah,
Are you
he's
kidding
like,
me?
so he's not worried. He doesn't care about the report. He's like, you think I would throw up after drinking? I can hold my, like, such a high tea thing. He says that's disrespectful to even suggest that. He goes, I know how to hold my liquor. That's his quote. So he doesn't care that the report's out there. That wasn't me. I would never puke out of booze.
Look, all I know is they should get hammered drunk more often. They went 14 for 210 and 2 tutties in that game. Dude, get S-House the night before games more often.
Well, who do you believe? Because reports are no longer like we view all reports very skeptically now.
Sure.
But we also should never believe athletes, particularly when it comes to negative reports.
Never, ever, ever believe an athlete.
So never believe a report and never believe an athlete. Who's lying?
The truth of the matter is it's usually somewhere in the middle. He was pissed drunk at 7 a.m. Whether he was throwing up, whether he was, who knows? But you don't get suspended for no reason. This is like, who was it? Abdul Carter for the Giants got suspended for missing a meeting and for sleeping in. And of course he said, no, he was rehabbing. And then they're like, then why did you get suspended? And he came up with some convoluted horse crap story about how the meeting got moved and it was the time and you missed the meeting. You didn't know. So the fact that both of those guys got suspended, they got drunk in Vegas. So whether or not he was throwing up, I say that's almost irrelevant to the story. You were drunk at 7 a.m. Whether you threw
Maybe
up,
it was 4:30 in the morning.
Either way, you were drunk in the early morning hours the night before a game, which is why you got suspended. I love the idea of whether you threw up. Who cares? Whether you threw up or not, you were S-housed.
So maybe that's why he's saying that. He's like, I wasn't throwing up. He's not denying anything else. He's like, yeah, I wasn't throwing up. I was just housed. That wasn't me.
Yeah. No, it was 7:30. So that's
the report.
Yes. So, but no one's denying. It sounds like the only thing that anyone's denying here is the vomiting.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, the confirmation is it's 7 in the
Yeah.
morning and you have not gone to bed and you were at the casino.
yeah, he's not denying anything else. He's just saying I wasn't puking because I'm a man.
I do love
I'm
that. I
40.
know how to hold my
Yeah,
liquor.
right.
I mean, come on.
I love guys that say that. It's like,
Man.
well, maybe you don't throw up often off of liquor, but there is a point where you will. Your body will
Yes.
reject.
I don't care how
liquor.
much
Right.
of a badass you are.
Yeah, you can have all the tea you want.
Yes.
Your body's going to be like, yeah, dude, that's enough.
I wonder how I'd feel 7 a.m. Monday drunk for the show. I don't think that would be good.
Yeah,
I've done
Schottenheimer,
that a million times.
Schottenheimer said that there were some things missed, aka you slept through. I'm sure in the morning, like whether that's there's a team meeting, a training session, whatever. Like you didn't show up because you were drunk. So I'm sure they were pissed. They got yelled at a little bit. They sobered him up. They throw some coffee in him, some energy drinks, and they both went out and kicked the hell out of the Raiders. By the way, Michael Jordan did this all the time. You'd be.
Think they're hanging with this, playing in the background out there at Red Rock? Myers Leonard?
Well, we
BEER beer.
We make a big deal when this stuff happens. It's shocking how common this is. NBA players do this all the time. We had a guy when I was with the Buccaneers who his friends would, after the night out, they would drive him to the practice facility and then dump him in his car. And then someone from the team would come wake him up, passed out in his car. And then they would walk him into the facility and he would still be dressed from the night before, being out at whatever gentleman's club he was out. So someone would walk him into the facility. He'd be completely out of it. They'd sober him up, threw some coffee in him. He'd take a shower. And then they'd throw on some team issue sweats or whatever. And then he went about his day. That wasn't that uncommon of a thing. So this happened to be one where, the day before a game and you missed, had they not missed whatever morning activities had been, then this wouldn't be a thing.
All right, the most interesting college football playoff situation, Alabama edition, next on The Fan.
Oregon Ducks football is on The Fan.
Dante wants to snap.
a.m.
A lot of people saying.
All right, nice to have you along. Now to the college football playoff. I was talking about this earlier, so let me lay this out for you. I was looking. Okay, so I placed some future bets on college football.
Okay.
And several of them are in play. One of them is Georgia to win the SEC championship.
Mm-hmm.
And this was at the beginning of the season or the offseason. And one of them is Alabama to make the playoff. Okay.
Both of those things, by the way, very much in play.
Yes. I feel pretty good about the Alabama one. They are minus 240 currently, even after the Oklahoma loss. So, they should make the playoff. Mm-hmm. But I was looking at it today because I was looking at, okay, what, could I protect my bet? Because if Georgia doesn't make the SEC championship game, that bet's dead. So could I, there's ways to protect your money or hedge, and I was looking at all these scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're all going to win this week.
Yes.
So it really comes down to next week.
Well, and none of these games are conference games. So actually these games this week
don't even matter.
They don't matter.
Well, it won't happen, but shockingly, if Alabama lost, that would really hurt my bet.
But yeah, it wouldn't. How do I say it? This doesn't affect the SEC title game picture this week at all. But obviously, if Alabama loses,
but my bet on Alabama is for them to make the playoff, not win the SEC. The bet on Georgia is to win the SEC. Sure. Now, here's the thing. Let me lay this out, okay? Call for the ball, and lay it out for you because it's complicated. So I was looking into this at all the scenarios. So Alabama cannot lose to Auburn, or they are out of the college football playoff. Okay, because that would be their third loss.
Yes.
So they have to win the game.
Yes.
They are not like Ole Miss. Ole Miss only has one loss. If Ole Miss loses to Mississippi State, they don't go to the SEC championship. They're still in the playoff, right?
Yes.
So Alabama is actually in a worse position than Ole Miss because Alabama has a chance for a third loss even if they beat Auburn.
You are correct, sir.
So Ole Miss can win and still make the playoff by just completely avoiding the SEC championship game.
You are correct.
They want that, I would imagine. Seriously, I don't think they want any part of the SEC championship game. Why?
Now, I will say
Alabama, however, is a different story.
Yes. Now, I will say the committee has said in the past, and last year backed it up with SMU, they have said that you cannot hurt yourself playing an extra game in the title game. They said that is not a thing.
Okay.
And last year, SMU lost to Clemson in the SEC title game. Now, that was only that was SMU's second loss. It wasn't their third. But they did put SMU and Clemson, who was the automatic qualifier. So there is a belief that if a two-loss SEC team gets in and they are amongst the top 12, that shouldn't, but I can guarantee you the pucker factor would be very high.
2 loss. Okay, but just let me lay this out. Okay. Because Alabama would have 3 losses.
No. Yeah, I'm just saying a 2-loss team going to the SEC title game and losing that third game, in theory, the committee has said they will not punish them.
All right. And that may be true. But in a perfect world, wouldn't Alabama want to beat Auburn and then avoid the SEC championship game, have 2 losses, and you're in the tournament?
Yes.
So, and there are 3 reasons
unless
for that.
You care about the bye.
1 would be rest. 2 would be you're already in playoff position. And 3, and that's the question you just addressed, are they knocked out of the playoff with a loss in the SEC championship game?
Yes.
So imagine the precedent if the mighty Alabama goes to the SEC title game and loses, and because of that loss gets bounced from the top 12.
Which is why I do not believe that the committee has the balls to do that.
In other words, you're saying, and I don't think it's that cut and dry, quite frankly, because I think it depends a lot on what else happens and what other teams are in the mix. But you're saying Alabama, if they beat Auburn, they're in the tournament.
I believe that.
That's what you're saying.
I believe it 100%.
So the other wild situation with Alabama.
Because can you, just real quick, can you imagine the absolute S-storm?
Well, that's what I just said.
Yes.
The precedent, it would be
so dangerous.
Because if it happens to Alabama, that is the highest profile controversy that you will ever have.
The idea that you can punish someone like Alabama for having to play the number 2 or number 3 team in the country and losing, and reward a team for sitting at home with their thumb in their you-know-what. I just don't see how the committee has the guts to do it, but that's what I said. If Alabama is a 2-loss team playing in the SEC title game and they lose, especially if it's losing convincingly, I'll bet you that 24 hours while you're waiting is some of the most stressful time, because especially if you don't look good in that loss,
yeah,
I can say 100% that's not true. I would be sweating bullets. I just think it's a dangerous precedent for the committee.
Of course it is.
To have.
Of course it is, but you put yourself in that situation.
You can't lose
So
the game.
the wild situation with Alabama is that it could very easily come down to strength of schedule tiebreaker, which the SEC uses for multiple teams tied.
Yeah, three-way
So
ties.
right now, that favors Georgia. And the reason that favors Georgia, and this is a three-way tie between Ole Miss, Alabama, and Georgia.
Yes.
So the reason that favors Georgia is because the league uses opponent win percentage. But there are other ways of measuring strength of schedule, and in those ways, they say that Alabama's schedule is currently, at this point, harder. So the scenario could come down to strength of schedule between Georgia and Alabama. And Georgia could get in because they use opponent win percentage, get into the SEC title game. But Alabama beat Georgia.
Yeah, because they did.
So think about that. Alabama beat Georgia at Georgia.
Yep.
But Georgia could get into the SEC championship game over Alabama and Ole Miss because of opponent win percentage, which means that Alabama will have to be rooting for certain teams that they beat
to win
this week, next weekend, to win.
And
one of them, I think, is Florida, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's the weird thing is in the three-way tie scenario, we don't know exactly how those tiebreakers will go because we don't have the final.
Right now,
yeah.
Here, let me read you something. This is crazy. Okay, so it's just so dumb.
The only team, by the way, that controls their own destiny is Texas A&M.
So with 2 weeks left in the regular season, there are 4 teams that still have a chance to play in the SEC championship game. A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Georgia. A&M is the only unbeaten team in the league. If they beat Texas, they are in.
Yes.
If Texas A&M loses to the Longhorns, Georgia gets a spot. So Texas A&M has to win. Another scenario where Georgia locks up a spot is if Alabama were to lose to Auburn. Alabama and A&M both have non-conference games this week. The Crimson Tide face Eastern Illinois, blah, blah, blah. The only way Ole Miss gets into the SEC championship game would be they have to beat Mississippi State. Texas A&M and Alabama both have to lose. Probably not going to happen.
Yes. So
if Alabama and Texas A&M win and Ole Miss loses, Alabama and Texas A&M play for the SEC championship game. Okay, so this is where it gets into strength of schedule. The important metric to know for 3 or 4 team tiebreakers will be conference opponent winning percentage. Given that Georgia played Ole Miss and Texas A&M, the Bulldogs get a boost over those teams in that metric. As it stands right now, Georgia has the highest combined conference opponent winning percentage at 48%. Alabama is at 47%.
Even though they beat them head-to-head.
Exactly. With Ole Miss at 34% and Texas A&M, by the way, 22.9%. What does that say about Texas A&M?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They haven't played any of the top 5 teams in the whole league.
No. And yet they're sitting there undefeated.
But those will all change over the next 2 weeks. So record-wise, Georgia's conference foes are 26-28 in SEC games. Alabama's are 25-28.
So again,
this is how close that could be in that tiebreaker.
And it's funny that, I mean, it's such an odd thing to have, but you are right in one thing. It is easier. Georgia, it doesn't matter. But for Alabama, it would behoove them to not make the SEC title game. If you're Alabama, gun to your head, and as long as you take care of business and you win, and A&M wins, and Georgia wins some sort of fluky tiebreaker, they'll bitch and moan about the SEC title game. But secretly, Kalen DeBoer will be sitting back there being like, great.
Exactly.
There is no,
but
now there's no,
here's the problem.
Any way we get left out.
The problem with Alabama is that they have to beat Auburn. They cannot lay down.
No.
So if they win, they are most likely in the SEC championship game.
Yes.
But they might not, and that isn't good because that if they lose that or get blown out in that, that's your third loss, and you put yourself in maybe not making the playoff. Yeah. But it could also come down to you not being in that game if Florida beats Tennessee or Kentucky beats Vanderbilt. What is happening?
Yeah. Who's winning? What is occurring?
So I ask you this question.
Yeah.
Which would you rather be? Oregon, right now, where it's all right in front of you, but you have two tough games, and one of them is on the road against a rival, or would you rather be Alabama, who has an easier game because Auburn, they fired their coach, they're not very good, but it's a rivalry game, and it's on the road. Yeah. But then maybe a really, really tough game that could knock you out of the playoff. Yeah. Which would you rather be?
I think I'd probably take Oregon. I would. Knowing that the two teams in front of you are tough, you're still going to be double-digit favorites over both of those teams, and even if you lose one of them, look, you're not playing in the Big Ten title game, but it doesn't matter. You've got an ace in your sleeve. As long as you don't lose both games, you're in. Oregon has a better path than Alabama.
You know what's wild too is that because people are texting in, if the scenario we're talking about where Alabama misses the playoff because they go to the SEC title game and lose, if that happens, you better believe the SEC is getting rid of its championship game.
Yes.
And
or they're burning the sport to its burning it to the ground.
Dude, the pitchforks will be out.
Which is why I said, in my opinion, no one in that committee has the balls.
Right.
And by the way, whatever you think of the SEC, this is the right decision. You should not be punished for having to go play an extra game against a top 5 team in the country. You should not.
But here's what's wild is that if you get rid of the championship game, guess who's we already have an SEC champion.
Yeah, it's Texas.
It's A&M, even if they lose to Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they would be one loss. Georgia would be one loss. They didn't play.
No, this was the argument, by the way, against expansion, is it made the regular season and in some cases the conference title game kind of irrelevant and a little in some ways people were always asking, could this punish? Which is why the committee has said, we're not going to punish teams, and they did it last year with SMU. We're not going to punish you for doing it. But in reality, the conference title game is about two things. One's about seeding, and the other one is for a team like Clemson, who maybe stumbles early and then finds a way, Miami, and you find a way to kick, claw, scratch your way back into a conference title game. It's a way where you can be a 3-loss team, and as long as you're given an opportunity in conference to go and win that game, it gives you an extra path to kind of guarantee yourself a place at the table. But for the big boys of the world, the Ohio States, the Oregons, the Bamas, the Georgias, the conference title game, it's pride. I mean, Oregon went undefeated last year, beat Penn State. What did that do for you? Other than, again...
Well, this year they're going to miss the game.
This year they're going to miss it.
And it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to play in that. You just need to win your last... It's actually kind of a better scenario this year.
Other than you're not going to get a bye, and for some people, that may be a good thing. I know that was a big controversial thing last year. I personally would rather sit at home in week 1 and not have to play Notre Dame or Alabama. But some people, like the idea of staying active.
About the bye thing, the bye certainly hurt Oregon last year. There is no question.
Didn't help.
That's not the reason they lost, but that did not help them at all.
No.
And Lanning knew it. And so I think there's a difference between getting the bye in the first year of the 12-team playoff and not really knowing what to expect after 27 days off.
Sure.
Or whatever it was, 24 days off.
Yeah.
And having been through it once and then getting a bye again.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, if Oregon got in there and got a bye this year, you know that Dan Lanning would change up how they handled that time off to try to better prepare them for their game. The rust thing, the rust thing is real. When teams are sitting on the sideline
absolutely,
and then ramping it back up, that is not a good thing. Again, it's not why you're losing the game, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
And so I just think there's a big difference between kind of the unknown of last year's tournament and how to handle that versus having been through it and then getting that same opportunity again, which Oregon won't this year.
No.
But I mean, in future years, I think they'll handle the bye way better. But if you look at a team, I'm trying to think of a team that would get a bye this year that isn't prepared for it or hasn't been through it. So Indiana would be one.
Ohio State's already
Texas
been
A&M
there.
would be one.
Yeah, they would be all new to this.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Those guys should be careful.
But I also think there's a difference, and this is what, like, again, depending on how the bracket plays out, I think it's different. Let's say if you're Oregon and you told me that your first week opponent was Tulane or North Texas, right? Or the ACC champ, it's Georgia Tech. I think that's different. Saying, would you rather sit or would you rather play that? I think that's different than having Notre Dame or Alabama come calling. I think those are two different scenarios. I get the argument of let's stay active if you're playing a lesser team, but be careful what you wish for in week 1. You could have an absolute, like Notre Dame right now, you could have a freaking buzzsaw coming to your place in week 1, and that's a hell of a lot different than sitting around and waiting to play someone in that second week.
I mean, I just think you should always want to buy.
Yes.
But I
am in that frame of mind.
But I
well.
also think that there is value. Be careful when it's your first time. Yeah. We saw that Oregon didn't handle it that well. Yeah. So I just think there's value in having been through it before.
Yeah.
100%.
So Oregon will be better prepared this year, regardless of what their seeding is.
What I think will be
than what they were in year 1.
It will be interesting to watch Ohio State.
Yeah.
Who will most likely get a bye. They just need to beat Indiana in the Big Ten title game.
Yep. They will be the number 1. They'll be the hunted.
They'll get a bye, which is the exact opposite of last year, where they got the home game against Tennessee and then beat Oregon.
Well, to a lesser extent, the Big Ten title game doesn't matter. Ohio State's getting a bye either way. As long as Ohio State beats who I don't know who they play this week, and then they get Michigan.
Rutgers.
So, okay. So if they beat Michigan and they go into that game undefeated, same thing with Indiana. If those are two undefeated teams, Indiana and Ohio State are guaranteed buys. It's just a matter of, are you the 1 seed or you the 4 seed? So that's.
So you think it'll be Indiana, Ohio State, and 2 SEC teams as the 2 teams with buys?
Probably. If Indiana and Ohio State are both undefeated in the Big Ten title game, they are both basically guaranteed first-round buys. And the SEC, like if A&M is an undefeated champ, you're guaranteed a bye. But yes, I do believe that the top 4 seeds are probably going to be, if everything chalk plays out, it will be 2 SEC teams and it'll be 2 Big Ten teams.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of who would jump into the top 4, because Ohio State and Indiana are 1-2.
Yes.
And then whoever wins the SEC, whether it's Georgia or A&M, will be a bye.
Yes.
But then the other one would only have, Texas A&M could be only their first loss.
Yep.
So really, who else would even be in running for a bye?
When you look at the college football playoff rankings, it's Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, and then it's Texas Tech.
Oh, Tech. But they would...
I don't think that they would jump them. And then there's Ole Miss, and then there's Oregon, and then there's Oklahoma. Now you're into the 2-loss team. So really the only way would be, would you put a 1-loss Texas Tech or a 1-loss Oregon over another SEC team? And my answer to that is probably not. You're at least getting 3 of the 4 buys are going to be the Big Ten and the SEC, and I would make the argument more than likely all 4.
I love sports. There you go. That was a Who's On First segment for you.
100%.
It's messy.
And we won't get any clarity until,
No.
This week's not going to give you much clarity in it.
We got to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to bet on A&M.
Are you?
To hedge. Well, because if A&M wins, Georgia might be out of the SEC title game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I at least get my money back on my bet.
There you go.
Alabama, I feel good about making the playoff. I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah. You
but,
should. They're not losing to Auburn.
Well, I know, but even if... Well, right. But they still could not make the playoff based on everything we just said.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it.
You feel good.
I feel pretty good about that.
Feel better about that than the Georgia
one. Winning the SEC championship, I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know.
You might want to hedge that one. I wouldn't hedge. If you're going to hedge that one. Don't hedge Bama.
Well, it wouldn't be a hedge. It would just be a kind of get my money back on my bet on Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And then if A&M loses, then Georgia's in the SEC title game. That could be a hedge, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I love sports betting.
You're going to marinate.
True story.
Do.
I'm going to wait and see what the scenarios are. Oh, wait, we just covered that.
Pretty much.
All right. We will be right back with super hot Japanese athlete news. Move over, Shohei.
Loser.
Your yesterday's news.
4 MVPs in 5 years.
We may have our first Japanese NFL player. That's next. Here's Schultze.
Now, Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Week 12 of NFL action kicking off this evening, Thursday Night Football in Houston between the Bills and the Texans in progress right now. About 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Buffalo scoring a tutty on their first drive of the game. No extra point, though, and Houston putting up a field goal in just the last 6 minutes or so. So right now it's Buffalo 6, Houston 3. Once again, about 4.5 in the first quarter in Houston there. Elsewhere in the NFL today, the Browns signing defensive end Alex Wright for 3 years and a $33 million extension. It includes $21 million in guarantees. Over to the association, the Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, also dismissing nearly their entire scouting department. Older sister Jeannie will stay in her position as team governor for the foreseeable future. Elsewhere, according to ESPN's Shams Charania, Kings center Domantas Sabonis suffering a partially torn meniscus in his left knee, going to have to be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime. On the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, you probably aren't watching a lot of Hawaii football.
I am not, nor have I for a number of years. Maybe Colt Brennan the last time?
Oh, poor Colt Brennan.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
By the way, look up Colt Brennan's numbers his senior year. How that guy didn't win the Heisman Trophy is beyond me.
No kidding.
I think he threw for like 60-something touchdowns.
Who won the Heisman?
I will look it up. It might have been Eric Crouch.
No, that was against Joey. Still one of the worst award decisions in award history.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It's not a. It was not a great. I'm looking here. Who won? Versus Ohio. Oh, that was Tim Tebow and Darren McFadden.
He wasn't beating Tebow.
No, he wasn't beating Tebow. I thought I remember him. Maybe it was another year where, I think maybe the previous year was maybe the one where there was a kind of a so-so winner, but he just put up ridiculous numbers at Hawaii.
So it's this guy by the name of Kansai Matsuzawa, and he grew up in Japan. He is 26 years old. He never even played in a football game until he was in his 20s. He self-taught himself how to kick by studying videos on YouTube, and he has turned himself into the best kicker in college football.
Really?
Yes.
I can't say I knew much about him.
He plays at Hawaii. On the first weekend of the year, he hit a last-minute field goal to give Hawaii the win over Stanford. I don't know if you remember that far back. Since then, he has been nicknamed the Tokyo Toe, and he has not missed a single kick.
I do remember when they beat Stanford, I do remember hearing about the Tokyo Toe.
He has made 22 of 22 field goals, including a long of 52. He has made 33 of 33 extra points. His performance has raised the prospect that Matsuzawa could become the first player born and raised in Japan to reach the NFL.
Well, I will tell you what, if he does reach the NFL, my family's about to have a new favorite NFL team because I won't hear the end of it.
He also said that the school is selling his jersey and his T-shirt at the bookstore.
Yeah, I see it here too, and it's kind of cool. They do the kanji on the back,
yeah,
as opposed to having it written in English.
And of course, he's getting paid for that, which is awesome.
The Tokyo Toe.
Well, he should be getting paid for that.
That's kick ass.
Yeah.
Well, we had the Korean guy for Atlanta. What was his name?
Young Wei Koo.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
It worked out well for almost a decade. He just kind of fell off like every other.
He was not there.
He
for
wasn't
a
there
decade.
that long.
No,
but he was good, and then he wasn't.
No,
but that's kickers.
Yeah,
you know?
It's kind of. There's not many Asians. We had Dat Win. I know was an Asian guy. He was a linebacker at A&M, played for the Cowboys, but the Asians have not they have not taken over the NFL quite like they have Major League Baseball.
So apparently this dude just taught himself how to kick on YouTube, dude. He didn't even kick until he was 20.
So he did what like most guitar players do and watched a video.
God.
Wow.
And then he started practicing in Tokyo, but he was waiting tables at a Morton's Steakhouse for 3 years to save up money.
Well, I mean, that's like what... I mean, that's an incredible thing, by the way, but you're seeing a lot of like people like in college, they just go farm all the Australian rules players. And now a lot of like, you're seeing people that are soccer players, like soccer goalies and stuff that are like, hey, I think I can do this. I can get a scholarship. And, you know, if you've got some natural ability and you've played another sport where you can kick, it's not like you have to have any other NFL skill to be a kicker.
He says that the key to his success, so he actually went to, he started sending out tapes of him to U.S. colleges.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that replied was a place called Hawking College. It's a JUCO in Ohio. And he went there from Japan.
And it worked.
Well, he said he was there. He worked on his English there. So he got better at English there. And then he started kicking kicks into the wind there. And so he went to Hawaii as a walk-on, but then he ended up being the starter. And by the end of the year, they gave him a scholarship. But nobody expected him to be this good. He hasn't missed he's made 55 out of 55 kicks.
Dude, that's awesome.
So he says the key to his success this season is his sports psychologist. He says they talk about mindset therapy, positive thinking, affirmation, those sorts of things. And he says his mentality has been so much improved that has improved his mechanics, and he now is supremely confident every time he kicks the ball.
That's awesome. The Tokyo, I'm looking on here. I might have to pick myself up a Tokyo Toe T-shirt for the missus.
Now you have a reason to watch Hawaii football.
That's cool.
Well, it makes sense because there's a lot of Japanese at the University of Hawaii. A lot of Japanese people in Hawaii in general.
There are 13 players in NFL history who were born in Japan. But most of them were sons of American parents on U.S. military bases.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
None of them went to high school
No.
in Japan. This guy, Matsuzawa, did. So if he makes the NFL, he would be the first ever.
I love to see it. I like when we get a little international flair
So take
in our
that,
sports.
Shohei Ohtani.
I'm not certain how many other Japanese players are going to play positions in the NFL, but
What if they move him to quarterback and he starts taking mental therapy classes and becomes the greatest quarterback?
It is getting bigger over there. American football is becoming a bigger deal in Japan, and they like have adult leagues and stuff. My the BTJ's brother, and he's like, I mean, he's an old man like us. He plays like in a league over there. Like American football is catching on over there in the Far East.
All right, we will wrap up Sports Hour next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
They have a balanced attack, and they can beat you in multiple ways, and they've done it this season. They can rush to win. They can throw to win. They've got talent with wideouts, and their quarterback's playing a really good game. And they're certainly explosive on offense. Will be one of the best offenses we've seen this year. And defensively they play really sound and they don't give up explosives.
Dan Lanning, Thunder Dan, from earlier today on our show.
They may not give up explosives, but they give up a lot of yards running the ball. So expect a lot of 12 personnel and run right, run left, and run right at USC.
Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction
and 1080 AM.
By the way, I looked it up. 2006 was the Heisman. It was Colt Brennan's junior year.
Yeah.
That was the one. Troy Smith won the Heisman that year, and it's viewed as one of the worst. Like, Ohio State was the best teams. They were like, I'll give it to Troy Smith. The voting was Troy Smith, Darren McFadden, and Brady Quinn.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3.
Brady Quinn was in the Heisman running?
Yeah. You're like, And then you got like Steve Slayton and then Colt Brennan. So just to let you know, like Troy Smith that year was fine. Threw for 2,500 yards and he had 30 touchdowns. It was a fine year. Just Colt Brennan never got any respect. But Colt Brennan, that actually year was his best year. So he completed 74% of his passes for 58 touchdowns. I mean, he was ridiculous. He threw for 400 yards a game. So, but that was like, there is that element of you don't let someone from Hawaii win a Heisman Trophy. Like they did that with like Andre Ware won one back in the day, like Ty Detmer. And like we've kind of gotten to the point now where like we're refused to acknowledge smaller school guys.
Was that June Jones?
That was June Jones, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was more about the offense.
Yeah.
Because all the quarterbacks at Hawaii would put up big numbers.
Yes, but that's a whole other. I mean,
it is, but I think that's what hurt him.
It's just one thing I get when Tim Tebow has the year. I get that. But when you're like looking for someone, like this year, for example, right? We're trying to find someone to give the Heisman Trophy to. No one really wants it. We're like, I don't know, give it to Mendoza or you're like, here, Ty Simpson. If it's one of those years like that, and you've got some cat at North Texas, and I'm not saying that, but if the kid at North Texas, what's his name again?
Mestemaker?
Yeah, I think it's Mestemaker. If he's putting up 60 touchdowns and is throwing for 6,000 yards, there's nothing wrong with being like, yes, I understand it's against lesser competition, but you have lesser talent around you. There's nothing wrong with awarding those guys, as opposed to giving a boring Heisman Trophy to, you're the best player and you're on the best team. And like, no one thinks you're the Heisman. Troy Smith is one of the least inspiring Heisman Trophy winners of all time.
Do you think it's weird that North Texas could be in the playoff? Because they could.
Yeah, they could.
They kind of control their own fate, really.
So is it down like James Madison, North Texas, Tulane is in there?
Well, it's probably going to be whoever wins that league. James Madison might be in trouble. But, South Florida beat North Texas by like 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beat the brakes off of them.
And yet North Texas is 9-1, and if they take care of their last two,
mm-hmm.
we'll go to that championship game, and if they win, they're in the tournament. They kind of control their own destiny, and yet there's a team that beat them by 30. That can't feel good.
I want Navy to make it. I know it won't happen, but technically they're still in the running to win the the AAC conference and be the highest rate. I just think it'd be awesome to see Navy out there. Just I don't know, because like the first round matchup, like you could have like Georgia or Oregon or Alabama playing Navy in the playoff. I know you'd get their ass kicked, but
yeah, their quarterback's basically Eric Crouch, right? He just runs.
That'd be fun to. I would watch it. It's not going to work out well, but neither's North Texas playing anyone.
So right now, Navy's in that league. They're North Texas or Tulane are going to win that league.
Yeah.
Because they have the inside track at playing in the championship game.
Yeah.
So right now, North Texas is minus 140.
Mm-hmm.
Tulane is plus 180. And then Navy's all the way down there at plus 1,500.
Okay.
South Florida is at plus 1,200, and East Carolina is at plus 1,200. It's Tulane against North Texas, most likely in the AAC championship game. And the winner of that is probably going to be the 12 seed, short of James Madison jumping up in the rankings.
Think about it. You could have, because BYU still technically is, I think BYU right now is the last team basically out of the playoff, and Tulane could find their way in. What if we got the BYU in Tulane now playing his old team? All because he got a little, he got a little scush on the side.
In the playoff?
Yeah, in the playoff.
No chance. Because both of those teams in the playoff are bounced round one. Most assuredly.
Yeah. Tulane versus the BYU. Let's go.
I mean, Tulane's going to have to go to like Georgia.
I know.
Good luck.
Neither one of those schools is going anywhere. And BYU's not going to make it either because Texas Tech is probably in the Big 12 title game. Going to alley whip them again.
All right, we got to move on. We have the top 5 things from Sook's Sex Shop Rendezvous and a medical breakthrough we must discuss. Coming up in the club on The Fan.
There are only about McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This update is brought to you by Grand Central Bowl, Arcade, and Sports Bar, your Ducks game day headquarters in Portland. First on the Fan, Week 12 of the NFL kicking off tonight. Thursday Night Football happening actually right now in Houston with the Texans hosting the Buffalo Bills. About 11 minutes to go right now in the second quarter. Still same as our last check. 6-3, Buffalo leading right now. They opened it up on their first drive with a touchdown, missed the extra point. Houston responding with a field goal soon after that. Remember, no C.J. Stroud for the Texans. It is backup Davis Mills under center tonight. Over to the association, the Los Angeles Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, as well as dismissing nearly their entire scouting department. Older sister Jeannie will stay in her position as team governor for the foreseeable future. And in baseball, the Seattle Mariners set to retire Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson's number 51 during a pregame ceremony in May. He'll join Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, and Ichiro in the rafters. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schulte from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fisher and Rashad Taylor. Saturday mornings at 9 on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Warning. The following program may not be suitable for children. Hold on to your butts. As the sun sets over Slabtown, in the shadows of the Fremont Bridge, a club comes to life where you can let your freak flag fly.
There's a new fiesta in the making as we speak. Full kegs. Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
And it makes me sad.
Well, hello there.
Football sucks, kind of.
Those scientists better check their hypotenuses, dude.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time for the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan. Hoo-wee.
I'll whack your ass right now. Nice to have you along. Welcome.
Concrete jungle, wet dream time.
What happened to that? That gal. Is she still a thing?
She's got a podcast, I think.
Didn't she disappear to some crypto scheme? Is she still?
Shocking. Haley Welch.
Yeah, that's right. The Haktua, spit on that thing. She had like a moment there where she was like dominating the dojo, and then she just like left.
She has launched a charity.
Oh,
it is called Paws Across America.
Something about the animals, right? Dogs.
Yeah. Paws.
Yeah, Paws.
She has recently announced a partnership with the Eagles.
Really?
And she has Talk to her own podcast. Who cares?
I didn't know if that was still going on because, like I said, I thought she
relaunched.
She went okay. She's
relaunched.
back.
Yeah. She has her own company called 16 Minutes. You see what she did there?
The 15 minutes of fame,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I see you.
And she has ended her partnership with Better Holdings, which I think was the
the crypto place.
Yeah.
So she defrauded the people, made millions, and then it's like, I can't have.
I don't know what it is with the Eagle, like the Philadelphia Eagles, not the band.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it
She's
is.
there with Don Fry's kid or Glenn Fry, I guess.
What's she doing with the Eagles?
I don't know. She
Spitting
was
on those things.
Well, she showed up to the Mets.
Spit on that thing.
What?
She showed up to a Mets game and she was making the rounds doing that. I don't know what on earth the Eagles would be promoting with her. Like, there's no one that's still like a fan of hers, right? Like,
yeah, she's doing pretty well. This says that she has been able to provide for her family now, and she bought her grandmama a convertible for Christmas.
Well, again, I'm sure she's made a bunch of money. Like that crypto scheme, she made like $10 million like in an hour. Yeah, she made a ton of coins, so I'm assuming
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I'm sure she's doing just fine.
Maybe we need to come out with like a Primetime fungible token or something. Pull the rug out.
I just didn't know that, like...
I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that.
I would. Let's go.
You won't
I know
get-
you would. Sook, dude, if there is a Primetime token, Sook's on it.
Let's rip some people off. Let's go.
You won't get arrested, at least if you're hawk to a girl, you just take all that money and run. Man.
Here's my thing about anyone that
Well, you
fell
can play dumb.
Well, that's my
true.
Well, she is dumb. Seriously.
Yeah. But you can also play dumb.
I'm sure she's got smart people behind her that are... Dude, that girl is 2/3 an idiot. But good for her. Because
What's the other third?
Well, spitting on things. The beauty part about this country is you can be 2/3 an idiot and you can go on and make millions.
That's right.
Good for her. She was walking out of a bachelor party. Someone filmed her doing something, and now she never has to work again. That's awesome. That's the American dream. But let's not act like when something like that happens, then we have to pretend that she's good at something or what. No, she was lucky. She won the lottery. She won the dumb people lottery. Don't be mad about it.
It's not that. It's that people want to go listen to that kind of podcast. It's like, what does she have to say that's worth listening to? Nothing. You are literally filling your ears. And
have you heard it?
No.
Maybe she's great.
Yeah.
I doubt. I would bet the house I don't own, rest in peace, Brian Wheeler, that podcast sucks.
I listened to her. She was on the Bill Maher podcast, and it was really creepy because Bill Maher was like hitting on her, and and she was like, "You remind me of my grandpa." It was very weird, and I thought he was very.
It's okay.
I thought it was very condescending, and I actually thought he treated her crappy. I actually felt bad for her, but I listened to like maybe 35, 40 minutes of that, and I couldn't do it anymore. One, the Maher thing was really creepy, but two, she really is that dumb. She seems really sweet. what is the country? Is it bumpkin? Right?
Yeah, an old country bumpkin.
She seems just like country bumpkin, and she was working like at a bead store or something when that happened. She just is some.
Well, not everybody's smart who relates to people and is like bringing joy to people. They're not all smart. Look at you.
Clearly, yeah, my dumbass can do this for 20+ years.
That's right.
So again, I don't fault anyone like that. I'm always amazed when something like that has staying power, and because she's off my radar, I didn't know if she had still stuck around, and whether she does or not, she's made enough money that in theory she never has to do anything ever again.
Yeah, and she's obviously had some pretty good guidance because starting her own company.
Yeah, well, she didn't start her own company.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She had somebody gave her good guidance because starting her own company is probably not something she would do on her own.
No.
And charity and things like that, you know. So, hey man, get your bag.
Find a good manager, I guess.
Get it while you can.
Get your bag, girl.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, that gal.
Well, I will tell you,
that girl's worth like $40 million.
If you have that moment, that 15 minutes moment, you really don't like. She is a great example of you don't actually have to do much of anything to capitalize on it.
No.
There are a team of people that will gladly piggyback off of that and make money off of you.
They'll take 5%.
Yeah, or 10 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
But they'll take their money and you'll get yours, and it's a win-win. So if you have that, don't try to capitalize on your 15 minutes by yourself.
No,
go to the experts.
Turn it over to someone.
They'll hook you up.
Exactly.
They know what's up.
Hire a manager and.
Well, and she got lucky in that regard too, because there are so many managers or companies out there that they will just be scammy and try to grab anybody, trying to get their 15 minutes of fame and ruin them. So she got lucky.
She got lucky because that's usually what the crypto thing is.
Yeah.
They're trying to capitalize off of just the followers.
And this is my theory: is that if you're dumb enough to fall for a Hawk Tua coin. No offense,
I don't think anyone falls for it. I think it's all just people know that you buy it.
Yeah.
Like you're in on it. You buy it.
And then
you ride it up and then you sell it.
But that's my thing is if you dump 10 grand into the Hawk Tua coin and you end up getting, your bottom handed to you, I don't really feel bad for you. Someone was going to get your money eventually. A Nigerian prince, right? Someone on the internet, one of those like tax evasion. Someone was taking your money. At least this way, it was voluntary, right? Like you went into it being like, all right, I'm going to buy this thing, as opposed to truly being defrauded. So I have a hard time having sympathy if you fell for Hawk Tua coin. There's a little bit of that buyer beware.
Should I tell you about my Hawk Tua coin experience?
Did you jump on that? Did you?
No.
Fart coin and everything else they've got.
So I'm sure you forgot about this, but we were reminded of it by listener Dwayne. He's a P1.
Yep.
And he was very excited for this. He wants to know, because you said you would provide this list.
That is true.
He wants to know the top 5 things from your sex shop rendezvous.
Boy, I will tell you, having gone, what was that? It was 2 nights ago, Monday night. I strolled into the Hustler Megastore in Vancouver, which I never thought I would go into the Hustler Megastore, because why would you? But I see it if you go into the Dairy Queen, it's like it's tucked in behind a Dairy Queen. First off, it's massive. I can give you a full breakdown because that's
what the people want.
It was a whole experience. I did get myself the nudie cards that I went in. A little more expensive than I thought, though.
All right, we'll get to that next on 105.1 The Fan.
Dirt and spray.
And now he's going to tell you about it.
That store has been there it's been there for a long time.
Where is it?
It's on Mill Plain in Vancouver, and it's like tucked off the street.
They always are.
Yeah, I'm always. It used to be a gym. I used to work out there when I was a kid, and then it was like a plasma center, and now it's a Hustler megastore.
Quite the spectrum of businesses there.
Yeah, and I've always thought, like every now and then, like you'll go to like get a Blizzard, and like you're sitting in the Dairy Queen line, and you look over there, and you're like, oh, there's a Hustler store there, and I'm like, how are these places in business? Like, who's going? There's never anyone there. And so the other night, I said that I had to go get a dirty deck of playing cards. For Thanksgiving, my gal bought like this. It's basically like a Jim Rummy solitaire game that she wants to play as a group, and everyone has to have their own deck of cards because you have to be able to sort them. So she bought a set, and I was like, "Screw that! I'm getting my own set of cards." And I'm getting a set. I wanted a set of nudie cards to play a very wholesome family game. Well, and so I went to get them online at Amazon. Amazon doesn't sell like dirty products. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pay.
Can't say I knew that.
Yeah. Believe me, I was too. I was like, really? Like, I can't get I can buy anything on Amazon. I can buy a car on Amazon, but I can't get a dirty deck of playing cards.
You can buy cars on Amazon?
Yeah, Ford just agreed to sell like used cars on Amazon.
Boy, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, you can buy like certified pre-owned cars on Amazon.
Not have to go to the dealership? Yeah. That's going to take right off.
Yeah, you get warranties and all
Dude,
that stuff.
I'd buy a car on Amazon.
Me too.
You can buy anything else, but apparently you can't buy like a comedian set of nudie cards. The best I could come up with was like scantily clad hentai figures. And I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
No.
So I saw that when you Google dirty deck of adult playing cards, Hustler pops up. And I'm like, well, I'm not ordering them because you have to pay a bunch of money for free shipping. And I was like, I'll just go to the Hustler store. So I stroll into the Hustler store after work. And let me just say for the record, that place is huge. It is.
Well, it's a superstore, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's enormous.
That's why they call it a superstore.
I had no idea.
When you go into a superstore, you expect it to be large. What's the matter with you?
I just didn't think.
I didn't know they had a Costco of sex stores.
It is. It is a.
Which is better, Costco or Hustler?
Well, I'm not going to lie. The Hustler store was way more interesting than the...
I've never seen so much dong in my life.
You will see a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Black dong.
And what I realized, too, in this one, and I will say there was a guy and a girl both working, and they seemed very friendly. I think they were a little weirded out that I was in there.
Oh, come on. You look just like everyone else that goes in there.
I was going to say, man, they can't be judging who walks
Can I
in
tell you?
that door.
I think the guy liked what I had going on. I don't think the girl did.
What?
I think the guy liked what I had going on.
But he's gay.
Can't say that for certain. He seemed very flirty, as opposed to
like
the girl.
What? What did he say?
Let's
explore this.
There was a lot of comments made about my size, tattoos. There was just he seemed interested in what I had going on.
I'm gay.
And he was interested in what I was there to buy. And when I told him I was just there to buy,
I bet you he gets all kinds of dudes in that shop.
Oh yeah.
And I told him I was just there. I told him what I was doing. I was just looking to buy like a deck of cards. He directed me to the deck of cards and then proceeded to show me a lot. I got a lot of attention, not from the gal, but
was
from
there anybody else in there?
There were like 3 other people. It was very dead. For a giant store, there wasn't a lot of people there. The funny part is there's a normal room when you walk in, and then there's a back room that's the 18+ room.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah. There's 2 separate.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
No.
There's 2 separate rooms.
I've never been to an adult shop where there's an out front area and then a more adult
come
area.
on.
I thought
You
they were
haven't
all
lived.
Yeah.
I thought they were all 18+.
No,
man,
sir.
it's a little- they got a
There's
little-
other stuff going on.
Yeah.
I went to one in Dallas one time, and this was my first indoctrination into these types of things even existing.
Naughty things.
Yeah.
They had the back room, like
Booths.
Yeah. I had never seen that before. And I was
with
like,
the videos in them?
Yeah, you can go in and
Do things.
Yeah.
watch your vids and do whatever you need to do. But I didn't know that existed until I was in my early 20s.
So my man escorts me in the back. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, he does.
And the best part is they've got hands-on like exhibits in the back where you can try out.
Oh, God. I don't want to touch
Have you ever had
that.
a grown man take your pants off? You can if you want to like bat something around and feel it, you can like. They've got stuff like out of boxes.
Wait, can you say that again? What was it?
What?
Say it again.
What? You can bat them around.
Bat what?
Things. They've got.
I love dong news.
Yeah, they've got a lot of the products. There's like display tables where you can handle stuff before you buy it. It's like a try it before you buy it.
All right.
So they got different stuff set up, which was hilarious. And I was cackling. I was smiling the entire time. I thought it was great. And the guy was super friendly. And I just couldn't help but smile and laugh at the absurdity of some of the things, especially some of the stuff that was on display. I'll go back to what I thought were my favorite products. But one of the best things is when I was leaving and I was checking out, I couldn't find anything for the white elephant gift. I was going to get some for the BTJ's party white elephant gift. But all the stuff that I wanted to get, it may have been problematic. I found like 4 things that I thought were awesome. And then I was like, boy, how much? What am I?
Even you were deterred.
Well, I'll share you with one that I was going to buy. Like it was in my hand ready to go. And I don't know if I may go back and get it for a white elephant gift.
Jiggling?
But when I went to buy the dirty deck of cards, someone had come in and they were trying to return something. And apparently they have a very strict return policy. And this person was not happy at the return policy, which was that was the best experience. Was
it used?
According to the person, lightly used.
That's
okay. They claim that they opened the box, didn't like it, and didn't use it, but it had been opened. And you can't return that. And that person wasn't happy. And they said that there would be it's like, I want to speak to them. It was that.
I give you 2 dudes swallowing wieners.
So that was kind of fun.
God,
Also,
Schultze, what are you doing over there?
Too many drops.
Also, when you walk in, very weird, they have the big photo of Larry Flint in the wheelchair. It's like a giant.
Stop.
No,
he's the hustler guy.
He's the hustler guy.
I don't want to see a decrepit old man, though.
But
he's the man.
I thought maybe we'd have like young Larry Flint. No, dude, it's like old Larry Flint in the gold wheelchair.
I'm your creepy uncle.
Yeah, it's like right there.
God.
Whole thing. But yeah, the front of the store, whatever. The back of the store is way better. It's hilarious. One of my favorite things that I saw was they had there's milking devices, and they had a thing where. You know the beer hats?
I'm going to show you my boots.
That you wear the helmet and then it carries the 2 beers in it?
Yeah.
And then you can drink from the straw?
Yeah.
They had a milking. They had a milking helmet.
Oh my gosh.
Where you wear you wear the helmet and then it's got a straw, but instead of the straws going into the beer on the side of the helmet, it goes onto 2 suction cups. And so you can
right.
You can suction cup.
You didn't buy that.
I did not buy that.
That's dumb.
Although I thought that was kind of fun. The other one that I thought was great, and this is what I wanted to do for the white elephant gift, and I can also say that I had no idea that sex toys were this expensive.
They ain't cheap.
No, dude, that stuff is like
Schultze knows that.
Yeah,
Darn tootin' to do.
I thought some of that stuff was just like a few bucks. One of the reasons I didn't buy this for the white elephant gift was, one, I thought that maybe it would be problematic me showing up to the the missus party with this, and 2, I was like, oh my god, how expensive is that? There's molds.
Oh yeah.
That you can make.
You can buy it for your partner.
You buy it for your partner, so we could have, like, if you bought this, you could make your very own Isaac Ropp and Nurse Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's from the movie. That was in there's a Seth Rogen movie. You should know this. You're the movie guy.
Oh,
why am I telling you? It's The Neighbors or something?
Yeah, the where they moved next to the frat house.
Yeah, didn't the
I
frat
think it's
house,
called Neighbors.
The frat house did the penis
Yes,
molds,
yes.
right?
Yes. So they had one called the Clone of Willie.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And then they had the other one too. Dude, they were like $90 a pop. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so then that
Wait, for the kit?
For the kit.
To take it home and
yes.
do my own?
That doesn't seem that bad, actually.
Yeah, I don't think that's that
$90?
bad. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, you got to position everything. You got to get the silicone poured. You
especially with this hog.
Come on, man.
So I was like, when I saw those two things, I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to get both of these, and they'll be the white elephant gift. I'll package them together. And then when I saw it, I was like, $180. I'm like, I don't want to spend $180 on a white elephant gift. And then I also thought of how much trouble am I going to be in by bringing this? Like,
yeah, a lot.
A lot?
That's probably
Is
a
that
little,
crossing a...
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something in there that is better suited for what you're looking for.
Yeah. That was like I thought that was of the stuff that I thought for a white elephant gift, that's the stuff that I thought was the best. Because some of the other stuff is just downright, like, like, you can't show up with plugs and
right.
other things.
Well, there's got to be other more mundane things in there, right?
Yeah, but those were kind of lame.
Like what?
They had a whole section of, like, party gifts, like, where there was, like, games and,
Yeah, like you can go to Spencer's Gifts at the mall and get that kind of stuff.
I would also like to point out that once again, we have discovered another thing that Schulte is an expert on. So let's just go ahead and add deviant sex toys. I love it. I'm shocked at how, oh no, let me tell you. What you want to do is you want to ask for the 25% discount.
Might be giving away what my interests are off the air.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm a filthy bastard. They had a bondage bear, which I thought was kind of fun.
Well, that's cute. Let's talk about that. What's that?
Well, it was like a big stuffed teddy bear, but it was like in bondage, and then there was like things attached to the bear. To the bear.
So you leave them on the bear when you're not using them.
Yeah.
And then,
So I thought that was kind of.
Wait, it stores your products?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just kind of a cheeky way to.
Yeah. Like if you want like a bunch of bondage stuff, you get to put it on like a big teddy bear, which I thought was kind of fun. But again, because it came with all the bondage stuff, I was just a little surprised at how much some of that stuff was. Like, where is the idea of like a comic gift? I think that price tag for me is about $75. Because I'm assuming that's just going to get home. Like, you're going to like throw that away.
Yeah,
So,
you're really just buying it for the laugh.
I'm just buying it for a laugh. And I don't know, $180, $150 is not, that's not worth it. But I would tell you the 50th anniversary nudie playing cards is what came home with me. That was the only purchase that.
So what is it, like pictures of?
Yeah, it's just
pots?
it's like Hustler
models, basically.
What are the Hustler? I believe the Hustler Honeys.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Is that what that's still called?
So
because this bitch is behind maintenance.
I am excited the first time we break out Nerds on Thanksgiving and everyone's getting their deck of cards and I get to say, whoa, 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 I've got my own. And you can get like the scantily clad cards, the nude cards, or the
really nude cards.
Yeah. So I went with the middle option, by the way.
I'd go with as dirty as you could get, baby.
Again.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird with your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know kids were around this. I thought it was.
Well, he said it's the family.
Yeah, it's the family.
Come on, Schulte, pay attention over there.
Yeah.
So up tops are okay at a family. Okay.
Oh my God, he just ran that back.
Yeah.
Are you watching this game at all?
Yes, I'm sitting here on my little phone here.
This game's wild.
It is. And Davis Mills is terrible, but the Bills can't stop the run game.
So the Texans went ahead to go up 10-9 in a rock fight. Then Josh Allen threw a pick that led to a Texans field goal.
Yes.
13-9. And now, on the ensuing kickoff, the Bills just ran it back for a tutty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 15-13 pending extra point.
Davis Mills, by the way, 3 of 12 on the day.
Well, at least he's not throwing it to the other team like Josh Allen.
No, he's not.
It was a pretty bad pick.
Yeah, they're fine. 15-13. Can the Texans score another point?
That sounds
in this game?
like somebody who has a bet on the Bills.
It's possible. It's
I know,
possible.
I know that tone.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. There's also a nice. There was also a nice collection of shirts that I can't tell you what they say.
Jeff Russ would like those.
Yeah, there was definitely some of those. A lot of like Larry Flint for president, even though Larry Flint's dead. There was some.
All right. Well,
some different things.
I can tell you this: I will not be going into a Hustler Superstore anytime soon.
You should. Look, it was fun. Again, will I go back? No. Should you go in one time, maybe you want to buy, they had a gummy thong and bra for the missus. You could
they
pick,
still have that stuff.
You could pick that up.
Edible garments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never liked the idea of that.
That did sound weird as a kid. I'm like, personally, you can't combine food and sex for me. I'm just not into that. Like, I don't even want to eat if I go to a strip club. It's like, why are you sitting here eating a steak? Don't do that. I just don't get it.
Ho, ho, ho. Bet you delivered some edible panties in your Santa days, huh, Schultzy?
Maybe a couple pairs, or maybe I ate them all.
Yeah, what even is the edible panty thing? Like,
well, it starts a.
What is it?
It's so you can.
Don't worry, Schultzy will tell you.
We all know what this is.
Well, I actually don't.
They're
like,
wearing something that you can eat.
Well, I get that, but what
edible.
is it? What is it though?
Like a.
This was gummy.
Yeah, like licorice or gummy, basically.
Oh, that's kind of hot.
There you go.
Gets you in the mood.
Getting turned on. Yeah, right. Thank you for that report.
There is my report on the Hustler store.
Thank you.
In Vancouver. Also, by the way, very clean.
There's another one over on Barber. I should go into that one and compare notes.
Oh, I've been to that one, actually.
Is that the one? Yeah, the one right on Barber and I-5?
Yes.
What's it called?
Like Fantasy.
Yeah, Fantasy.
It's been, 12 years since I've been there. But
I'm
I've
going
been
in there after the show.
They had booths last time I remember. They had the booths.
I'm going to need to see how those things are cleaned. Knowing your cleanliness, I'm not sure you want to go back in there. You might want to bring your own cleaner, maybe your own secret formula that you made. I'm not sure that the bleach wipe is going to cut it.
I do remember one was in use when we were there. So. Door was closed.
Gross.
Yep, that's what I thought.
God, people are so...
I mean, they had to be like 80 years old, right? It's like, you've got a phone. You've got the internet.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Come on.
All right, coming up next, a medical breakthrough by me.
Rum raisin edible panties? Is that what we're talking about?
Here's Schultzy.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Week 12 of the NFL getting going tonight with Thursday Night Football in Houston. It's a back-and-forth one between the Bills and the Texans. About 90 seconds to go in the first half. Buffalo now leads that 16-13. You just heard the guys talking about a kickoff return for a tutty on Buffalo's end. That was just after a field goal from Houston, and that followed a touchdown pass from Davis Mills in the first quarter for them as well. So once again, about a minute 30 right now in the first half. Bills 16, Texans 13. Elsewhere, the Browns signing defensive end Alex Wright for 3 years and a $33 million extension, and includes $21 million in guarantees. Some huge news out of the association today. The Lakers firing executive brothers Joey and Jesse Buss, as well as dismissing nearly their entire scouting department. Older sister Jeannie will be in her position as the team governor for the foreseeable future. And according to ESPN's Shams Charania, Kings center Domantas Sabonis suffering a partially torn meniscus in his left knee. He's going to have to wait 3 to 4 weeks to be reevaluated. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Schultzy from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Current missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. to the club. Isaac and Big Sook have you from here.
Scientists in Switzerland have created a robot the size of a grain of sand.
That's kind of creepy. We got the whole nanobot thing happening.
Yeah. Now, why do you think that is? This is a medical breakthrough. It's actually pretty cool.
A robot. Are we going in and like cleaning stuff out? Like I'm assuming this is some sort of surgical thing.
It's actually pretty neat.
You're putting in the body, maybe clearing out an artery or something?
Well, it's controlled by magnets.
Okay.
And what it can do is it can deliver drugs to a precise location in the human body.
Oh.
So it's a breakthrough that's aimed at reducing the side effects that stop many medicines from advancing in clinical trials.
Interesting.
So this guy, Bradley J. Nelson, he's the author of the paper in Science, describing this discovery, said, "We're just at the tip of the iceberg. I think surgeons are going to look at this. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of ideas on how to use the micro robot. The capsule, which is steered by magnets, might also be useful in treating aneurysms, very aggressive brain cancers, and abnormal connections between arteries and veins known as arteriovenous malformations."
So, I mean, the aneurysm thing, again, that would be going in and removing a blood clot, right? You
go to a specific location.
Yeah, so if you have like a blood thinner or you're trying to clear something out, you could take that and literally have all of that medication put exactly where you need it to break up that clot.
But if he, initially they were talking about clinical trials.
Yeah.
Like a lot of drugs get caught up in clinical trials because, and it just takes a long time because of side effects.
Mhm.
Well, this would fast track all of that.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like the side effects aren't a thing because it's not affecting other parts of the body.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So it's easier to get to go on the drugs.
Dude, we
in
are
the system.
I feel like we are on the cusp.
Yeah.
And not that medicine hasn't gotten better over the years. Clearly it has. But I feel like we're like 10 years away from like, oh my God type stuff. Like whenever I hear stories about this, and my daughter who's she's going to be a doctor. She's pre-med at PSU. She's always telling me about a paper or a research thing that they have going on. And dude, some of the stuff seems science fiction, right? Like a robot, a grain of sand that delivers drugs specifically to an area so you don't have side effects. I mean, that's like some Star Trek crap.
And it can travel against the flow of blood.
That's
wild?
huge. Fight upstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's a strong magnetic field.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. What was the one? The Japanese apparently are regrowing teeth. So they say that within a couple years, the idea of you having to have like dentures, that's gone. They can just grow a new tooth in your mouth. You lost a tooth, instead of like the post that you have to put in there, just grow a new one. You have an aneurysm, here's fine. Here's a little robot, a sand robot. Yeah. We'll get in there and
I'll just
clean
use
that out.
my little PlayStation controller and take it right to your brain aneurysm, and you'll be fine. This guy here, Howie Choset, he's a professor of robotics and biomedical engineering at Carnegie Mellon, probably one of those smarty pants.
Yeah.
He says he's been working in the robotics field for more than 30 years. He says, I try not to overhype things, but this particular work right here, in terms of being able to deliver high precision care, out of all of the research I've seen in 30 years, it is by far the most exciting.
Huh. This guy says that his wife is fighting ovarian cancer, and they've been reading a ton about the latest clinical trials, and he says nanotechnology, the future of cancer treatments.
Yep.
My daughter said it just right up here, up on the hill, our little smarty pants health and science university there, said they're developing a surgery to wash the brain for Alzheimer's and like CTE. That we're on the cusp of having a surgery where like the proteins that cause the entanglements, we'll be able to go in there and basically wash your brain and you're good to go.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where when you're 50 years old, as I am, or you're 46 years old, you look at this and go, God, you don't think it. You think you live in, well, you do live in modern times, but you also think like, I lived in such primitive times.
Yeah.
When you think about how little we know about the human body, and just how little we can control.
Yep. There is a.
We're like Neanderthals.
Yeah,
basically.
this is one of those. It's not a great movie at all, but there's a Star Trek had a movie back in like the 80s where it's Star Trek, it's like the journey home. They travel back in time to save whales. It's a ridiculous plot point, but it's a fun enough movie with, Spock and Kirk and all that. And they come back and one of the crew suffers like a brain hemorrhage or something, and they take him into the ER and they're going to cut him open. And McCoy, Bones, like goes in there and he stops the doctors and he's like, you guys are butchers. Like, and it was one of those things where it was an interesting commentary that, yes, if someone from the future, if you took someone 400 years in the future that came back and saw the most modern science surgery that we have, they would probably think it was like where we view medieval people putting leeches.
Yeah.
The idea that we are literally taking a bone and sawing into your skull and drilling a hole, they would look at us and be like, oh my God, you guys are a bunch of monkeys.
Well, not even 400 years. Just think about...
Yeah, 100 years.
Think about 100 years. Think about how we feel about 1925.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, turn of the century medicine.
It's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there's nothing... And the way science is advancing, it may be
it's
like...
going
It could
exponentially.
be like 10 years.
Exactly.
And we're going to be looking at...
Well, that's our lifetime at least.
Yeah. Well, the idea, like, what do we do with cancer right now? We literally poison your body and hope that we kill what's killing you before it kills you. I promise you, in our lifetime, we are going to look back on that approach of chemotherapy and radiation and be like,
right.
What?
That's what you had to do.
This was the plan?
That's
to
one
poison your whole body?
big thing AI is going to help
Sucker.
with. I think that will speed up our search for a cure for everything faster than
maybe.
we've ever seen it.
So,
By the way, nice little drive by the Texans.
nice
Including Davis Mills. slinging the ball 20
to 16
Yeah.
at the half.
I apologize for my David
Yeah,
Mills sucks
your
comment.
slander.
Yeah, he looked awful
right.
early, but that was a nice drive.
We'll wrap it up next on The Fan. Hey, it's Rob sticking around for the Naish. 50% off all Windows styles right now, but only through the end of November. So just, what is that, like 10, 11 days left for that. Living in Portland, you want your home to be comfortable.
from here.
Hi. Bye. I'm a balloon.
Yeah.
Bye. I'm not a balloon. Wait, I'm a balloon.
We're done.
Yeah, we're out of here. Bitch.
Go Bills, by the way. Come on.
Do you have some cash on that?
Yeah, he said he did. Yeah,
maybe.
You can tell. You can tell he's got the
freaking Davis
Look,
Mills.
You can probably tell when we lose money on a game by how we talk about that. We won't say it, but you can probably, if you just listen close, you can tell.
That was a facetious question, by the way. Like, yes, I know you have money on it.
Come on, Josh Allen.
God.
The hell.
All right.
Throw freaking picks.
I think Nemec's coming up next because he's here.
Yep. I would assume, otherwise that's going to be a little weird.
You think he just hangs out here?
He showed up once and then realized he didn't have a show. That did happen.
That's a great feeling.
I did that one time, and I didn't even talk to anybody. Nobody knew I was here, and it was great.
I don't understand that. What?
There was like a baseball show scheduled, but I did not know that it was not happening, like on a particular Tuesday. I walked into the building, saw the schedule, did not have that show on it, did not say anything to you, did not say anything to Buck.
Just left.
Yeah, I was like,
all right.
Screw this, I'm gone, baby.
I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yeah. Coming in at 2:45, be like,
deuces, bitches.
Everybody have a great night, okay? Andrew Nemec coming up next, live and local. We're back tomorrow, 3 to 7 on The Fan. Good night.